My god, hello, everybody, and welcome into part 2 of the Petals of Belladonna, a very special Revenant Society 2-shot. Hello! I am your game master and creative producer for tonight. My name is Connie. My pronouns are they, he, and she, and you can find me across the internet at by Connie Chang, BYCONNIECHANG, where I do all kinds of things, but mostly am the GM and creative producer for Transplanar RPG. Without getting too ahead of myself, I'm gonna pass along introductions up and over to Austin.
Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Austin. Pronouns are he, they, she. You can find me over on Twitter, TikTok, and Hive at Sales Carlson. That's Sailor SCT Austin. I am an award-winning game designer, writer, performer, and friend. I'm gonna pass it on to Erica.
Hi everybody, I'm Erica, she, her pronouns, and I do all sorts of things like variety content here on Twitch at Erica Please, that's Erica PLZ, and you can find me on Twitter at Erica Newgirl. I'm going to pass it on to Dare.
These are also economic. I just had to say that to ruin it. Hi, I'm Dare, pronouns she, they, Faye. You can find me on any part of the internet at Dare to Dream RPG. That is DARE, the number 2, DREAM, RPG. I'm a writer, editor, cultural consultant for games, including this lovely one. I'm going to pass it to somebody who also worked on this game. Up above. There we go, I did it.
My name is Connie.
Pre-stream.
I love being live. I love it so much.
Quinn was like, I'm so worried I'm gonna mess up my intro.
Quinn, I need you to know that I love you so much, and I'm not laughing at you.
I am. I'm laughing at you directly.
My name is Quinn, and my pronouns are they, them, and I do a lot of things. Arguably too many things. Not too many things was doing sensitivity for this game, and it was really great, and you should buy it. Connie.
Yes, hello. It's back to ConCon again. So, like I mentioned, this is part 2 of the Revenant Society Petals of Belladonna, which is a special sponsored 2-shot brought to you by our very good friends Banana-chan, Sanfeng Lim, and Van Ryder Games, who's publishing the Revenant Society, which is a mystery horror comedy game that uses PBTA mechanics with a twist and follows undead revenants trying to solve the mysteries behind their ends and a shattering event, all while being stuck in a time loop. So if that sounds like your jam, consider backing the Kickstarter by typing !Revenant Society in chat. Let's help them smash those stretch goals. Last I checked, they were like 2K away from their next one or something like that. They're really close to 44K, which is more than double their goal, which is amazing. Let's help them ride the wave of success all the way to the end of the crowdfunding period and support these amazing creators. So some quick announcements before we get started for part 2 of our 2-shot. Austin?
The second Stranger epilogues will air tomorrow, Saturday, March 11th on YouTube in 2 parts, Keepers and Paragons. Follow our beautiful broken heroes through the years as they find closure, love, and new beginnings. These mini episodes will drop on our YouTube channel. Just make sure you're subscribed and say the date. Dare.
The power. Speaking of which, general reminder, that podcast episodes of The Second Stranger drop in the mornings on Tuesdays or Thursdays, normally both, so we can all happily pretend that we didn't finish the campaign and relive the epic highs and lows of high school football, otherwise known as Arc 7 and 8. Erica.
Finally, everyone go right now to Twitter and keep your eyes, go hit that follow button so you can keep an eye on all of our upcoming and information for our hiatus content. Next week, same time, same place, we'll be wrapping up. We'll actually not be wrapping up this game. We'll be premiering a whole new game. Is it the same
right.
time?
I'm so sorry. I put in the wrong announcement there for Erica. Let me snap. Thank you. I'm gonna take that from you. Thank you, Erica. I appreciate you trying to like hype over the mistake I'd given you. So yes, we are going to be premiering a very special 2-shot of a game that a certain Love Wins Valiant Dorian, who may or may not be in chat right now, made called The Beast Within. Please stay tuned for more announcements about that. There's a 2-shot coming out. We're playing, I think they're called like Therianopes? Like a really cool name for lycanthropes, basically, like shapeshifters. And I'm so excited to explore it and share that with you all. That game, The Beast Within, is currently crowdfunding on Crowdfunder. But again, stay tuned on our Twitter for more information about that particular 2-shot coming out next week. So I'm gonna shoot things back to Erica about Godkiller information.
Yes. Yes. So again, this is your second chance now to go on over there, hit the follow button on our Twitter account because there will be a huge announcement about God Killer coming up at the end of the month. So please go follow us. Have you followed us? You need to go follow us. And with that, I will pass it on to Quinn for our lovely, wonderful content warnings.
All right, buckle up, babies. Today's content warnings include death, body horror, cults and cult-like behavior, blood, human sacrifice, memory loss, and amnesia. That's not how you say that. It's called amnesia. And fantasy violence. It has that many syllables now. Use !CW in chat to get a full look at our content warnings at any time.
That's right. That's right. Thank you for that, Quinn. And just as a reminder, !Revenant Society to back the Kickstarter and check out the game that we are playing on stream. And with that out of the way, let's begin. A lightless void. A voidless light. The space between space, the limbo before limbo. The not here, not there twilight zone between fear and knowledge, existence and death. The second loop begins. Juliet, Beatrice, Nancy, and Sam. As the four of you clamber back into consciousness, please roll me a d8. As you do so, it's time to answer your next loop question using the memory card you're going to pull as inspiration. And so the audience and all of you are aware, your loop questions for loop 2 are, why does this memory make you question your team? Or, what dark secret do you remember? Let's start with Juliet's roll.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, did anyone else get a 3? Okay, let's go to Beatrice.
I rolled an 8.
Did anyone else get an 8? Okay, Nancy?
I rolled a 5.
Did Sam also get a 5? Oh, wow, amazing. Wow, what are the odds of that? Actually quite low. And what did Sam get?
Deuces.
Deuces. Okay, let's go in order from lowest to highest. So, Sam, the image that flashes across your mind's eye is this. Oh, and it didn't appear on screen for me. Hold on, let me bring it up.
Perfect.
There it is. An older person with a full beard around their face and a hat with a pipe poking out of their mouth. So which of these two questions would you like to answer based on this?
Dark secret.
Okay. What dark secret do you remember?
I had a handler type person before Granny. But when Granny got on the scene, the pond's only so big, and Granny had more connections and more money. Old boss had to go.
Had to go. Ooh. Okay, I am into that. Ooh, yeah, I think memory of that particular boss's untimely demise flashes across your mind's eye by your own hand. How did you kill them?
They knew it was coming. I invited them over. I never invite people over. And we were drinking a coffee, and they were like, so is it in the coffee? Or but it wasn't. It was in their smoking pipe.
Yikes. Okay, I like that. I think the memory washes away from you in a puff of smoke coming from the end of their pipe. And as that washes away, we're going to hop over to Juliet. And the image that flashes across your mind's eye is this. A person. A smiling person with a bowler hat wearing a nice shirt, a nice tunic, and they seem to be in a crowd of sorts. Which of the questions would you like to answer?
I think I'm also going to go with Dark Secret.
Tell us about it.
I think this gentleman that we see before us, I think he was the floor manager of the slaughterhouse. And I think he was a happy-go-lucky kind of fellow, but I think at some point he became aware. I think one night when Juliet was having her affairs with a certain slaughterhouse owner's wife, he stumbled upon them, and things got a little bit tricky, and Juliet had to essentially make some type of hard bargain with him not to tell the slaughterhouse owner about this affair.
Wow. Dark secrets all around. I'm making a note of that in my little GM notebook. Noted. Yeah, I think the image that crosses your mind is this person's face, a smile. I think he was always known as a very cheerful floor manager, right? He kind of made working at a slaughterhouse a little bearable, and he would basically filter down a lot of your big boss's complaints in a more appeasable and digestible fashion. He'd tank a lot of the problems for you. So the image that we get is his big, cheerful, wrinkly smile sort of fading from his face, a dark expression nodding across his eyebrows, and then you quickly entering into a bargain to hush money him, basically, to get him to keep quiet. And as that hush falls over the scene, we're gonna pivot around this conscious space to find Nancy's memory, which is this. A tree. A tree in a field, a tall, proud kind of plant. What answer are you giving us?
What is question 1 again? Just because I remember question 2 being Dark Secret very well.
Why does this memory make you question your team?
I'm gonna go with that. That feels fun.
Ooh, lay it on us.
I feel like if I'm gonna throw anyone under the bus, I want to make sure it's okay first. Juliet.
Of course. Throw away.
I think this may be one of the, I don't want to call it Infidelity Hill, but this is definitely one of those spots where I think I definitely caught them just having a nice, clearly romantic, clearly illicit meeting. And I saw this and I was just no matter how many times I've seen her, and no matter how many times she smiled at me and just been very polite, I can only assume that she is always lying at some point or the other. And that makes me distrust her in particular. Mess.
Okay. I think there's a vision of Juliet and Izumi on a hill shaded by this big, proud, beautiful tree. And you kind of walking past it, your eyes glance over to this knoll, right? Glance over to the shade, and a kind of disquiet settles over you, even as these two women are laughing amongst themselves under the shade of this tree under what they thought was some privacy. But as that flutter of laughter skitters across the screen, we're finally going to pan over to Beatrice as we see this image populate. Bottles of tinctures, poultices, substances? What are those? Beatrice, why don't you tell us?
Well, they're beauty products, Connie. Yeah, it's vanishing cream and talcum powder and stuff.
I totally knew that.
Beatrice. We'll go with Dark Secret. Those are fun. I think Beatrice. Beatrice is clearly living it up. Beatrice is so connected to the art world. Beatrice is so put together, right? He fucking hated it. All of it. The art scene, everyone is phony. Duchamp, a genius? No, not quite. Picasso, a genius? Is he? I don't even know if they like art. I don't think Beatrice even knows if they like art.
Ooh. Yeah, these objects represent not just makeup and beauty products, but also the building blocks of the mask that you paint on your own face to not even present to the world, but even to yourself, right? And as each of these products flash across your mind's eye, you can smell them so clearly. The smell of the powder, right? The smell of the foundation, the cleanses, the washes. All these smells build to a kind of deep emptiness that settles within you, and a deep hollowness about the path you chose while you were in life. I mean, you're definitely still alive, right, Beatrice? I mean, what everyone's saying about you being dead, that can't be true. That can't be true. As these memories solidify within the decaying recesses of your minds, all of you gasp awake. Well, technically you gasp as much as you can while you're piloting dead bodies with half-functioning lungs, but none of you hear yourselves gasp. In fact, none of you hear very much of anything at all. What you can perceive is that you are sitting on something hard and cold, and there is a smell, a pungent scent of damp rot, spilled booze, old cigarettes, and these 6-foot-tall walls rise on either side of you, and the one on the right curves up to form a low domed ceiling made of filthy tiles. And it takes the four of you, each just a heartbeat, to realize that you're sitting on the tracks of the Romer Sebastopol station. And none of you can hear anything. It's like your ears have stopped working, like they're stuffed with wax, but you don't feel anything in the cavities of your ear canals. You just can't hear anything. So I want each of you to tell me, what is the one thing you do before 3 bad things happen in rapid succession?
3?
Oh yeah.
I'm just sitting. I'm not like stuck or.
No, you kind of, all four of you were lying flat on your backs, and you can sit up if you want, but you were lying on the tracks, yeah.
One thing. And you said it's already clear we can't hear ourselves.
Yeah, so the thing you can do is try to figure out why you can't hear something, for instance.
No, I would like my thing to be get off the tracks. I just kind of like point and I start trying to get off the tracks.
Okay, so to stand up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Sam begins to stand up, trying to reorient yourself, right? Pushing back into the realm of the living after a time loop is always a little bit of a strain on your physical and spiritual form. What about the rest of you?
I think Juliet is going to like start to position her body to like try to push her way up, but like she's used to her right arm being the one that would get her up. So she like that's what she favors, but realizing there's no arm there, she just slips and falls back in the tracks, but now like facing down instead of up.
Yeah, I think your head even smashes against one of the hard, cold, like, track lines, and there's a kind of ringing through your mind as you, like, miss a beat, and you hit your head. And I need you to mark 1 harm from banging your head against this cold steel. It's very hard, and your body is decaying. Let's go to Nancy.
I think the first thing I do is go look for Skelly once again.
Okay, so you're also trying to pull yourself up to a stand, yep. But to look around? Yeah, okay. You cast your gaze around this, like, rut that you and your companions are in. You try to start to pull yourself up simultaneously as Sam does. Anything else going through your head? Any feelings flooding through you?
I think the only thing through my head is I need to get back to Fanny.
It's Fanny's face that flashes across your mind's eye. Maybe the face of, like, shock that she greeted you with upon literally seeing you back from the grave. A shock and then desperation and then everything reset. You were going to go talk to her and then it all reset. And now we pan over to Beatrice.
Beatrice lights a cigarette.
Okay. Are you still sitting when you do this?
Yes.
Yep. You sort of like sit up. You rifle through your belongings, you take out a cigarette, and you light it. And by the end of the flickering flame, the first bad thing comes into vision. Hunched at the mouth of the train tunnel, its feet between the raised steel of the tracks, crouching down like it's about to leap, is a shadowy figure. A blurry, blackened silhouette with no face, no discernible features, just shadow. Shadow and 2 white pits where its eyes should be. The Watcher stares at the 4 of you, just staring. And all four of you sense at that moment a dull, tenebrous thread of magic emanating from the Watcher's form, wrapping around the four of you, and you all realize that this is why you can't hear anything. This thing, this entity, this Watcher has domed a spell, a curse around your party, severing your access from sound. But why? How? And as if to answer your unspoken questions, the Watcher raises a vacuous limb and points it at your party? No, at something behind your party. And as some of you perhaps turn to look, you see the second bad thing. Another Watcher. Hunched on the other end of the train tunnel, featureless head cocked to one side, staring, and then you all realize why both of these Watchers have cut off your hearing as the ground rumbles and the third bad thing happens as the unheard train barrels through the second Watcher's shadowy form and kills all of you. Please, each of you, roll me a d4.
I'm screaming.
I got a 2.
Okay, I'm gonna assign you 4, because we only have 3 memory cards left, and they're in a strange order. Trust me, audience, just trust the process. I'm gonna assign you 4 based on your 2. 4 for Nancy.
1.
You get a 1 then. Yeah, Sam gets a 1.
Sick. I get a 1 for real.
So that means actually Juliet and Beatrice would share the same image, if that's okay with the two of you. Okay,
That works for me.
Then it's a 7 for you both. Don't question the process, folks. Don't question it. I have my own logic. All right, so let's start from lowest to highest. So Sam, with your 1, as the loop resets once more, as this train just bam crashes into you, there's not even time to register pain before you're flung back into that lightless void. That voidless light, that space between space, that limbo before limbo, that not here, not there, twilight zone between fear and knowledge, existence and death. And this image flashes on, which is, of course, a person sitting in a almost comfortable looking kind of low chair in front of a photographer with a kind of serious, astute look on their face. So pick one of these 2 questions to answer for me, Sam. 1, why does this memory make you panic? Or 2, how did this event from your memory change your life?
I'll pick 2. How did this person change my life? This was one of my buddies when I was just like a simple foot soldier, and I don't know what's going on in the world in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and I'm too pretty to look it up. But when I was like a simple foot soldier, this was the person who was like, when we get done, there's like, we have all these skills to, take care of things. And they introduced me actually to my first handler, who I talked about earlier.
They introduced you to Grunge, let's say, was their name.
Grunge, to get me a job, get me money, get me on my feet when I was done with foot soldiering, and found a more lucrative line of work.
Was this Harper?
Yes.
Harper. Harper, that's right. Harper. The name and the face now line up, they match up, and they flash across your mind's eye, even as you can sort of feel your physical body being pulverized by the train, and the pain fades to a dull thud, and it's just Harper and their face, and a sense of gratitude and friendship, and well, something happened to Harper, didn't it? Something happened to them, to him, to her, and you can't quite remember, but what does stay with you, I think, is a pit of grief and rage inside of you at not being able to remember Harper's end. And now we're going to flash over to Nancy. So Nancy, the image that comes up for you is this. An older person leaning on a walking stick in one hand with a crutch under the other armpit. They're dressed kind of like nice. They have these like long trouser skirts on, a nice hat with like a flower embroidery on it, and a nice blazer over a crisp white cotton tunic. Which of these two questions would you like to answer?
I'm going to go with question 2.
Okay.
I believe this is maybe the first person to have ever tipped me for my music.
Oh.
I think I was a kid, just sort of idly sitting in the streets playing, fill the air, bored. I liked making music. I don't even think it was like a proper horn yet. I think it might have been something closer to like drumming with like light harmonizing and vocalizing. And I remember flashes of her handing me a little bit of money and told me to keep it up, that I sound good and I can get better with time. And I think I always took that to heart.
The first person to have publicly, really, truly, outwardly believed in you. The first stranger, the first just random passerby who saw an artist plying their craft on a street corner and let the music resonate with them. And there's something like almost soft, right? Almost gentle and warm about this memory. The smell of a crisp dollar bill. Quick, what's the French currency? No, euro, a crisp.
Well,
Euro
it
did not
wouldn't have been.
exist
Wouldn't have
back
been
then.
then. It wouldn't have been then. It wouldn't have been then.
I'm so
Clip
sorry.
this. Clip
No,
this.
don't. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I want this on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it the franc? Yeah.
The franc. Yes, the smell, excuse me, let me get back into it. The smell of a crisp franc passed from one wrinkled hand into your own, from calloused palm to calloused palm, and a crinkle of a smile at the edge of her mouth as she tells you, "You've got something, kid. Believe in yourself." But somehow coming out of her mouth, the words don't feel corny. They feel real. And on that sense of realness, we're going to push through this ethereal lack of consciousness, this limbo between limbo, to find both Juliet and Beatrice entangled in the same memory, the same image that pops up of a child. It's a kid, no other way to slice it, a child wearing a kind of over-large sleeved tunic, these pants with these big wrappings around their legs, and a kind of like a bandana or headscarf upon their head, staring at the camera in a way that kids do, maybe 4 or 5 years old. So Juliet and Beatrice, which of the two questions would each of you like to answer?
Could you say the two questions one more time for me?
Absolutely. The first one is, why does this memory make you panic? And the second is, how did this event from your memory change your life?
I guess I'm gonna go with the second one. How did this change my life? You do things with other people in an intimate way, and suddenly a kid pops out, and it changed my life. I have to now take care of children and do whatever is necessary to like help. Things got messy.
This is a child out of wedlock between Juliet and Izumi. You cucked Tada?
Why do you gotta say it like that?
Is that what has happened? I just need to get my story straight, okay?
Well, yeah, if you put it like that, yes, I cucked.
That's literally the definition of the term. Okay, yeah, okay. Yep. That would change your life. Okay, the child. You had a child with Izumi. You're almost certain that's your kid. Okay. What?
Connie, that's the definition, everybody.
Cuckold.
The
Let's move
word
on
of
to
the day is
Oh, God. I need to release like a Connie dictionary that has my definitions of words that I think are real in them, or that I think what they are. Anyway, let's go to Beatrice.
I think I panicked because I've seen this little creature around a certain home with whom I have been sleeping with.
Yep, that makes sense. I'm making a note of all of this. Okay. Wow. I think the kid's name is Hikari. Little Hikari. Good to know. All right. So, upon the image of this child like floating across both of your mind's eye, instilling one of you with a deep sense of panic, and oh god, I know what's going on with this child, even though the man I'm creeping around with me not. And to the other, a sense of deep change, right? And what other emotion is bubbling up for Juliet in particular? I mean, this is your kid.
To see this image pop into my mind, it is both one of great pride and joy, but also like, well, fuck, I'm dead. I'm not there to provide. Now it's like a panic of we need to figure this shit out, and I need to get back alive so I can take care of my kid.
That's right. It's like the loops resetting like, you didn't remember you had a child until this point, right? But until the image came into your head, you're like, oh, crap, right, Hikari, I have a child that I need to take care of and account for, right? At the same time as Beatrice is like, oh, crap, Hikari, there's a child involved in this. And on that, the third loop begins. Juliet, Beatrice, Nancy, and Sam. The four of you thrash awake inside a train car. The lights above head flicker to the rhythm of the rocking, screeching pattern of the wheels of this train, and Parisians sit cross-legged atop wooden benches in this train car that face each other, reading newspapers or gazing out the grimy windows at metal panels and tiled walls flitting past. There aren't too many people in this train car, thankfully, at this hour. It's maybe 9 or 10 p.m. There's maybe 2 dozen people in here, counting yourselves. Juliet and Beatrice, you are seated adjacent to each other, and you are facing Nancy and Sam on the other bench, who are also adjacent to each other. This train car smells like rusted metal and other people's musk. What did the four of you do?
I think the first thing I do, almost out of a pettiness, is I shoot a look at Beatrice. So I'm pretty sure we're dead. I'm pretty sure you can say quantifiably we've died at least one time.
No, bad absinthe, that's all.
I'm still holding out hope.
We got hit by a train.
A train?
We're having some bad absinthe hallucinations, that's all. You know, the wormwood and all.
Simultaneously? Together?
A train?
I don't know that you're all real.
I've got worms.
A train?
I have to agree with Sam here. Also, do we know who died the first time?
Wasn't me.
The train? You mean?
We were on the tracks again before the train. That's how the train got us. I can only assume somebody messed up. Does anyone want to own up to that? Because it wasn't me.
I was with you.
You were.
I was speaking to a plant.
Oh, you mean when we went to that party?
Yes.
Yeah, so here's what happened. I snuck into the party very skillfully, by which I mean I told everyone who I was and they let me in because it seemed like the most expedite route. People who work for Granny besides me are not very smart, so they all just assumed I had a wound and I gestured to not having a nose. Anywho, I get into the party. I find this room of all the all the important folks. Granny was there. The person whose party it was there. Kazumi was there. Other people was there too. Anywho, I get in. I'm like, Granny, we gotta talk. And then all these other motherfuckers start shooting lightning bolts and shit.
So you did die then. So it is still your fault.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't know they had like.
I'm not blaming you. I just wanted to
all
know.
that mumbo jumbo cult stuff was like just mumbo jumbo. But I mean,
we are revenants back from the dead.
Yeah, I understand that, but that's like the meta. That's like the afterlife, right? Like that's not human stuff. I didn't realize human people could be like. Brr, brr, brr.
Fair enough, actually.
They could be like what?
Brr, brr, you know, like shooting lightning bolts out of their fingertips.
Sam, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go finish your thought. Beatrice.
It was my understanding that the cults were more of a status thing and not literal.
No, they were talking about some ritual and everything. I walked in and like the ritual worked, but they're like, we didn't do the ritual yet. I thought you said it was tonight. There's some ritual that's tonight. That they was going to do. That involved me at least, and then some motherfucker shot me with lightning. Oh, you know what? It was that one guy I punched.
You punched someone?
Yeah, I don't remember his name. I don't remember the name of people who won't mean anything. He was rich.
I think Beatrice, the name that pops into your head that you are aware of is Claude Laurent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that case, clearly, why would Sam lie to us? I mean, he's not the one who's like a jerk here in the group, so we know who that is, right?
Sam looks around at everybody. Anywho, did anyone else find out anything important? I found out all the important people at this party, and there's some ritual, so that's where all the important folks are going to be.
I got a password that we can use to get through doors. Well, why would I say it now? I mean, really, my value decreases if you all know it, so... No, I'm just kidding. It's the petals of Belladonna.
I found out that my love feels complicated now that I'm gone, but my love also was involved with this ritual, planning on bringing myself back, as well as Juliet's love, planning on bringing her back. I politely don't say anything else. I thought about it.
Claude Laurent.
He made a face like, stop hitting me, like that.
That would be the leader of the Nightshades.
Oh. Well, he gets punched real easy.
The train screeches to a halt. That's my train noise. Repository that I have
around here.
Thank you. And a voice rings over the PA system, a crackly, staticky voice, because it's not very advanced right now, that says, Romer Sebastopol. And like there's the sound of pistons and air going as the doors crank open. No one gets off, unless y'all would like to, but a bunch of people get on. A bunch of party goers. We see a trio of girls dressed up as exotic birds. And we also see people dressed up in all other kinds of elaborate costumes, right? They're all chatting to each other. They're really excited. They're talking. And they just sort of get packed in like almost like a tin of sardines. There's like so many people here now. As the doors remain open, we hear crackling over the PA system. Our next stop. I can't do a French accent. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best and I cannot. I'll try one last time.
Let's do Kane's voice.
Our next stop. No. Wait, what did I go with?
Oh my god, I felt like I was back in Paris.
Our next stop. Gare Montparnasse. I'm trying my best. I.e. Factory Row. As all these party goers pack on, and we hear swirling voices go, I can't believe we got kicked out before Claude Laurent could even give us a big speech. Yeah. Well, I guess we have to take the after party out to somewhere. After party. What did the four of you do?
I'm real. If people be shooting lightning and shit, we shouldn't go back to that party.
Are you sure it was lightning?
Yeah, you
Huh.
wasn't there?
I do.
How do I roll insight? How do I do it in this game?
Okay,
How do
so
I
I'm
roll
gonna
insight?
I'm gonna ask Sam to lie. So that's gonna be a like. I'm just gonna use a blend in. I'm gonna say it's a blend in roll for you,
Okay.
and that's gonna be calm because I think you're trying to fool folks by like putting on a calm demeanor. So roll 2d6.
Okay. I have nothing to calm. That's a 12.
Boxcars. Okay. On a 12, you get to choose 2 options below. So I'm just gonna have it because you're rolling against the other PCs here. I can just like say that like it. Y'all can believe what you want to believe, but there's no crack to this mask. Like there's nothing there that any of you can pick at. Though, as the lie settles in, right, and there's almost like a kind of eldritch or like undead glamour that settles over you, Sam. I think from like how like fucking good your lie was. The lights in the train car flicker. once
Not
more.
this.
They flicker, and for just a half second, the 4 of you see appearing in the middle of the crowd in this train car, maybe like 10 feet away, a watcher. A blurry silhouette with white pupils just staring at the 4 of you. And as the lights flicker once more, they're gone.
Maybe we should not, whatever that is, anymore.
I was just sitting here.
Were you?
Yes, it's not my fault that they fucking got stuck in between life and death forever.
That is fair.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So,
I can't even argue that point.
are you sure we can't go back to the party? Because I would like to settle some affairs while I'm over there, and I'm certain.
No,
Juliet
I
would as
can't
well.
stress enough. We're not here to do that. We are
Oh.
very dead already, and people will need to come to terms with that at their own time.
Okay, so it's okay when you have an affair, but if I do it,
I'm looking out for both of our affairs.
you know, how about this? How about we try something new this loop, and if it fails, we can go back to our affairs next loop and just have one good time before,
Well, if this fails and we do that the next time and we just stick to that, then we'll be stuck in this for eternity.
affairs for
Maybe.
eternity. Not bad.
Maybe we wouldn't be shot with lightning. Maybe that is simply a you problem. You seem to attract enemies. That's something that I've never had a problem with.
That's
That
true.
doesn't seem factual.
Beatrice laughs.
You don't even think you're dead yet. Have you come to terms with it?
Well,
a
I'm
little
not.
bit?
No, because I'm not.
Did anyone find out where this ritual's happening?
Nancy and Juliet had. You had overheard from Izumi and Fanny that there's going to be an after party after this where they were going to do the ritual at Factory Row, which is the next stop.
Perfect. Well, we heard, Nancy and I heard that, where all the factories are and everything, that is where there's going to be a little after party and people are gathering there. So,
That makes sense.
I think the train is stopping next at that station. Actually, we could, try something new, and see where that leads us.
I guess we need to be lightning proof. If it's the same people doing the ritual, then there's a chance they can shoot lightning at us a second time.
Well, these nice young people over here said that the punchable man is giving a speech, so I don't think they're gonna be there yet. So if we get there before them, we can just like piss in their cereal and make sure they can't do the ritual.
I haven't had to go to the bathroom since, we got back to Paris. Anyone else?
No, we're dead. You do not have bodily functions. I do not know how to stress it enough to y'all.
Well,
We are so very dead.
Your plan was to piss in their cereal?
It's a turn of fate. Sam takes out a cigarette and starts smoking.
Does anyone have a light? Because I would also love a cigarette.
Wait, did we leave Scully back at the station?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, the doors have closed already, and the train has pulled away, like you all pull into the dark tunnel, away from where you had initially met Scully, yeah. As the train continues rumbling down the track, we hear the voice crackling over static again. Coming up soon, Gare Montparnasse.
I love every second of this. Who do I need to call at Revenant Society to make sure Connie has to run a full season of this game in Paris?
Yeah, Banana, are you there? Knock, knock, knock.
Banana, hi.
Banana.
New stretch goal.
Are you there?
Free me from this.
New stretch, new stretch goal where Connie does an audiobook of the entire
entire Paris encounter.
The entire Paris part.
Oh.
In French.
Oh, that'd be so offensive to anyone who's French. I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah. So I think the train does eventually. That was the noise of the doors opening. It pulls into the station at Gare Montparnasse. And not very many people spill out, because at this time of night especially, the factories are closed, the slaughterhouses are closed. The only things that might be open here are maybe a couple of cabarets or jazz clubs that are along the same large Broadway boulevard. But yeah, this is your stop. Do the four of you get out?
I do.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, the four of you shuffle out as the train doors slam shut again, and as the train starts pulling away, we see a young person dressed up as a peacock sort of press their face against the window, and we see the mouth wait, is that Nancy? And as the train pulls away, there's a banging on the window, Nancy! But it's too late. It's too late as the train pulls away. And there's a flight of stairs leading up to the above ground. Do y'all take it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
This entire time, Beatrice has been making fuck me eyes at Sam.
I'm losing my mind.
Over the fan, very coyly, like you do.
Sam will address this at a later date. Connie, continue to weave your narrative.
I was hoping to
said,
finish up before having to talk about this.
Can't believe you just no-butted me live on stream.
You rain checked live on stream.
I just
okay.
want to give Connie time to describe us going outside.
Thank you. How generous of you, Austin. How generous of you. Yeah. These four revenants, the four of you, travel up the stairs and finally poke your heads above ground, where the smell of petrichor greets your noses. Rain had just fallen. Just like last time there, you just missed the rain. And as you surface, you are right next to Tada Packing House 4, which is where Juliet had worked. It is one of multiple slaughterhouses on Factory Row in Gare Montparnasse, and the stench of blood, refuse, and asphalt mixes in the midsummer night's air, creating a cacophony of smells that just broil within the pits of your guts. Tada Packing House 4 kind of looms against a flat horizon to your north of dead grass and steel fencing, very much resembling a kind of low, oblong, squat mausoleum amidst a graveyard of weeds. What do the four of you do?
I think Juliet's gonna be very proud. Hey, it's my place of work, and she's gonna obviously gesture with the right arm, which is not there. But look, everybody, it's my place, and she's gonna just show them. She's gonna not even think about all the possible bad things that could be happening around this slaughterhouse. And she just walks them up to the door.
Now, Juliet, do you think it's the smartest thing to just waltz on into a random meatpacking facility in an area we know someone is coming to do a dark and evil ritual?
Well, it's not random. It's where I work. They're probably just going to give me a cleaver and say, get at it, Juliet.
Okay, imagine I said that sentence but said where you work. It's the same sentence.
I don't get it. I mean...
All right, you want to let's maybe scope out the place first. look in the windows.
Okay, lightning person, like
Get hit with lightning one fucking time. I see him like muttering, walking up.
Okay. Would all of you get a chance to sort of snoop around before you like approach the factory itself proper? So Sam, it sounds like you're trying to investigate.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What about the rest of you?
What's the plant and animal life like, Connie?
It's a slaughterhouse, so there is a fenced area with cows in it.
I will approach the cows.
Cows. And pigs. There are pigs nearby too. There's a pigsty. All right. What about you, Nancy?
I think I was going to look and see if we are even in the right direction in terms of like the slaughterhouse matters. Like if is the ritual being held there? So
Yes, absolutely. So this is definitely the area that your contacts, your exes, essentially had been talking about, like for sure. Which of the exact slaughterhouses or the exact area where the ritual might be happening, though, you would have to investigate to find signs.
then I think I might try to look like Nancy. I'm going to use mask to try to look like Nancy and see if I can maybe find
Talk to someone?
Yes.
Wait, aren't you
Okay.
Nancy?
Or not Nancy, to look like Fanny. My bad.
Oh, okay. I was
In
gonna
my
be
head, I was like Nancy alive?
That would
Yeah.
be I would mask like that if I could.
Okay, so like Fanny. Understood. And what about you, Juliet?
I think Julia is going to try to blend in by acting as if she like this is just like a normal like walking up to the office type business.
Understood. So let's actually start with Sam. So Sam, how are you trying to investigate the area?
I want to look for any, like, I feel like Sam is someone who would notice repetitive movements from people. So anyone that's like trying to pretend, I guess essentially like someone else trying to blend in, right? Someone who's trying like, I belong here. And they're just kind of like doing the same little obvious video game guard route. Like looking like they're just putzing around, but they're making sure no one comes in. That sort of idea. I don't want to go up to the building. I want to like hang back and see like, is anyone like coming in and out repeatedly? Is anyone else wandering around looking in the windows? That kind of thing.
I think that's calm. So investigate using
Okay.
calm as you're sort of scoping around, also like keeping a level head and being casual about it.
Again, I have nothing to calm. 10, 2 5s.
Oh my god. Okay. So choose two of the options below under the investigate move.
Let's see here. What do I notice about my surroundings seem of great importance?
And
That's
what
my
would you
first
like me to
one.
answer first, or would you like to choose the second one?
Answer first.
Okay. What do I notice about my surroundings? So you notice that all of the factories have their lights shut off. Like everyone's gone like home, except for maybe a couple of them who you assume have offices on the second floor. Maybe some office workers, some white collar workers are like staying up late doing bookkeeping or whatever. The only factory that still has lights on the main floor, and the lights are interesting. They're kind of flickering and soft, like they're not fluorescents, like they're firelight, is Tada Slaughterhouse, Packing House 4, which is the one that Juliet worked at. That's
Okay.
what you get. We're going to pan now over to... Let's go over to Beatrice. Okay, you're approaching the pigsty and the cows.
Yes. Let's see. Let's roll one with nature. That's a 10.
Okay, which of the animals are you trying to talk to first? Because you can talk to both, I think, given that roll.
Excellent. Let's do the cows first.
There's a very beautiful, like a kind of cute and sweet looking cow. Definitely like a meat cow, sort of like grazing some grass by the fence. And they have like a bell on.
Hello there, excuse me. And just kind of like waves a handkerchief.
Holy me. You can speak a language I understand?
Yes, I'm quite good at it.
Oh, my cow god! Oh,
Yes. Are you from here? Do you come here often? I'm not.
I am flummoxed is what I am, dearie. I do not come here. Well, I do come to this particular patch of grass quite often. I try to stay away from the big metal box that smells like blood and death. But I'm not from here originally. I come from a green pastures when I was taken from my home and put here.
Well, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Please, dear cow god, can you get me out? I don't want to die. I'm too young to die.
This is a great time for Connie's video to be extremely not working for me.
What? It's working for me on my end. Is it not working for the rest of y'all? Okay,
You are so garbled.
I'm gonna have to turn it off and on. Hold on. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm back.
I'm just like, I am trying so hard, but I do not know what you're saying.
Should I repeat what the cow said?
Yes.
Oh, I don't come here often. Well, I do come to graze here on this patch of grass quite often. I try to stay away from the long metal box that smells of blood, guts, and death. Please, you have to get me out of here. I don't want to die. I'm too young to die.
Yes, well, I'm told that everyone dies eventually, although I don't know how true that is.
That's not true. I'm gonna live forever if I'm not killed. Please. Please. I'll tell you whatever you want. The gate. There's a lock that I can't quite unlatch. If you unlatch it and let me and my brethren out, I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
All right, that sounds like a fair enough deal, and I will go and unlatch it.
Okay, yeah, it's a simple latch that like a human could just very easily operate. You unlatch it and you open it up, and the cow like lifts its head and lets out a moo that like rings across the field, and immediately every single cow in this field turns and they begin stampeding. They begin stampeding toward the gate. The ground begins to shake with the force of these cows approaching their freedom. While the cows are approaching, this cow turns to you and says, I am a cow of my word. What do you want to know?
Have there been any unusual people coming around who don't normally come around here?
You mean like weird sex things?
Yes? Perhaps?
Well, that's a different cult. That's than the one I assume you're asking after. I may have latent psychic powers. I don't know.
I was about to say, how did you know I was asking about a cult?
I don't know. I just sensed it picking up from you. There are various sex cults in Paris, but there is one cult in particular that is actually not sex related, but it is very much death related. Operating out of this factory right here, I can smell it. Death magic.
Oh, so you're a magical cow?
Nope, animals are just attuned to magic stuff. Some more than others.
That's fair.
Cows were pretty low on the chain of magical awareness. Things like bats, rats, and cats are pretty high up there.
Can you tell me more about this hierarchy? I'm fascinated by it.
Oh, 1 second. To freedom! And at this point, all the cows have stampeded by the gate, and they're just, they're like leaving. And I think while this is happening, I want to pan over to Nancy to know what Nancy's been up to before the cows are freed, before the cows come home. So Nancy, roll for the mask roll.
I really wanted to hear more about your animal tier list, to be honest. All right, that is a 5, so that wasn't good. Do I have anything I can add to that?
I don't think so. I think it's a flat roll.
You know what? That's fair.
Okay.
I'm allowed to fail.
All right. So how are you trying to disguise yourself as Fanny?
I I think I was trying to use like my latent undead like ability, and just try to like almost concentrate on like my relationship and my feelings about Fanny and my memories, as fleeting as they are, to try to like almost assume a visage of her. But that don't work.
Yeah, tell me what crucial thing about her appearance do you get wrong as you're trying to draw on this connection between the two of you?
I think when trying to get like her face and hair right, I I think I do the thing where I start just focusing on like the memories of me looking into her eyes, and I just kind of lose it, and I think I almost get overwhelmed with emotion for a second at like a longing feeling that I know I can't have anymore, and it just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. And Sam, the second thing you picked was to not put a watcher on the board, right? Okay, so with that in mind, with your miss, I think there's like something off in the eyes, in the face of Fanny as this like eldritch necromantic energy swirls around you and like literally molds and shapes and twists and bends and crunches your flesh and bones and blood into a different configuration. And then you're a kind of half Fanny, half Nancy, half honestly kind of a little bit of an undead abomination, all mashed together into like a single form. Do you try to approach someone or something regardless?
Yes.
Okay. I think nearby there is what appears to be maybe a factory worker on his way like out of this particular factory, actually, like from like a back entrance. And he's kind of like muttering to himself. He doesn't seem all too happy. And he has like a bowler hat that he is currently wringing between his hands.
Excuse me, good
I don't
sir.
understand why I... Oh, yes, hello. Can I help you?
I I think part of the mistake here is like my accent's also stuck between mine and Nancy, so it's or mine and Fanny, so it's awful. Uh, I I I was wondering, is the cult down here? I got invited to the cult.
The c- cult?
Yeah,
Oh.
the ritual.
Oh, yeah. Yes, right. And this man wrings the bowler hat even more, and he's kind of looking side to side. He seems upset. Oh, I see. So you're probably with my boss, then. The reason why my hours are getting cut short. Usually I work a night shift. I work a double on Fridays, but there's some sort of thing happening in the packing house tonight, so I guess I gotta go home early.
No compensation? No cult compensation?
No. I was trying to talk to Kazuo about it, but he's at some party right now, and his goons, the people that are setting up for whatever's happening in there, they're not really giving me the time of day, even though I've been floor manager at Packing House 4 for 15 years.
See, I happen to have friends from like from the States, and I've heard they have these things called unions.
Onion?
Maybe look union.
I don't know. I don't like onions. No.
No.
Mm-mm.
With no.
No, thank you.
Oh,
No to the
okay.
onions. No.
Just look them up. They might help.
I do not like aromatics of any kind, so I don't think so.
Okay, well, is so the cult is happening though, right?
Well, whatever it is, I'm not into any of that mystical stuff. I just clock in, clock out. I do my best to put on a brave face and keep all the workers happy, but, things have been hard ever since we lost one of our brightest meat packers.
Was it the one? Was it the one who was doing the affair?
Wait, how did you... And this floor manager drains of color and like grabs you and pulls you off to the side into the shadows underneath the awning of the meatpacking plant. What? How did you hear about that? Are you here?
City talk.
Is this a threat?
No. I just got invited.
Well, you gotta be careful what you say out loud. These cult people, they're not like regular folk. And you kind of look like you look like a freak is what you look like, so I'm gonna assume that you're one of the downtrodden like myself. Like us, the downtrodden, the freaks, the weirdos.
They respected I was a straight shooter. I just said it like it was.
Or maybe they're leading you to your doom. I overheard those goons setting up inside something about sacrifices. So be careful.
All right. What's your name, by the way? I wanted to wish you a good day.
Lim. And you
Lim.
are?
Fancy.
Your name is Fancy? Okay,
It
you're
was
fancy
sort
and
of,
you like
my mom
onions.
had big dreams for me.
Well, maybe she dreamed a little too big. He sort of like gives your like amalgamated face like, oh, once over. All right. Well, I'm gonna get out of here before the sun comes up, certainly.
All right. Have a good one, Lim.
Thank
Once
you.
again, look up the onions. Just look them up. Just read about them.
I don't know about those fancy New World onions. I'm not, I've never met an onion I liked. Never
Fair
met one I
enough.
liked or trusted. All right.
There's always a chance, but okay.
I don't think so. And Lim goes off with like the bowler hat pressed against his head. Now he just sort of scuttles off.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Sam?
I am losing my mind. Connie's having this NPC say New World onions in 1911 Paris. That's all. That's it.
Heard about
My-
the revolution and didn't like it.
Sam has nothing. Austin had something.
My understanding of history is spotty at best, and openly offensive at worst. So we're gonna pan now over to Juliet. Juliet, you have arrived at the front door. Are you going through the front door, or are you trying to go through the workers' entrance into Hankman's farm?
I think Juliet would try to go to the workers' entrance and pick up right off like some type of smock and put it on. Everything's a little bit harder without an arm, but like she's seen people she knows. Hey, Eddie, hi, Antoinette, but she's acting like she's getting ready on for a shift.
Yeah, okay, so you're able to just sort of like slip in through the workers' entrance, and I think you're keeping your head down, try to like stay casual, so you don't notice when your floor manager Lim brushes past you and like steps outside with like a bowler hat like wrung between his fingers. Inside the worker area of the meatpacking plant, there's like a small vestibule where you have all of your frocks, your aprons, and whatnot, and there are only two other workers who are like derobing for the day. They're taking off their gloves, their aprons, they're wiping off the blood and like changing in this like changing area so they can like leave for the night. As you come in and you greet Eddie and Antoinette, they're I need you to blend in. Oh my god, yeah, that's gonna need to be a blend in. So I'm gonna say that's using calm.
All right, well that's still a 9.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, choose one option below.
Okay. I'm not really sneaking it. I'll obscure my face enough to speak with an NPC.
Okay, so are you trying to hide the fact that you're Juliet?
Not so much that I'm Juliet, just that there's something clearly wrong with me and that I probably look a little dead.
Okay. So that's the one you're going to choose. Okay, so you're able to disguise the fact that you look dead. But you're not, I don't know if you're able to disguise the fact that you don't have an arm, per se. So as you go into this vestibule area, Eddie and Antoinette look up, and Antoinette goes, Mon Dieu! What? Juliet? We thought you were dead!
Common misconception when someone's laying still, bleeding all over the place for a while, but
No, I was there! I saw you! Your arm gone, blood, the coroner dead on the spot. I went to your funeral.
Everyone makes mistakes, I lost an arm. It sucks, but this is Paris 1911. You gotta pick yourself up by the bootstraps and keep going to work.
Eddie, who is known as like he doesn't talk. His mouth is open, like, huge man. He just stares at you, like eyes huge and wide, face also draining of color. Antoinette is this kind of like weaselly, like short brown hair. She's clinging on to Eddie. You're what? I don't. A mistake. So Wait, are you saying you were buried alive or something?
No, let's just say, well, maybe it was for brief. Luckily, someone came a knocking on the coffin lid, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm in here." Just, I was taking a nap, and I woke up, and I'm in here. It happens all the time.
Happened to my great aunt. What? Are you serious? Are you serious, Eddie? Yeah. She apparently, we thought she burned to death, but she came into work the next day looking just fine. And then, apparently I heard in the newspapers, the next day that some big, second fire had been averted, and she's fine. What? Okay, what? I'm so. What? Okay. All right. So let's say you were mistakenly assumed to be dead, and you're back now. Okay. What? Oh my! I'm sorry. I'm trying to wrap my head. I saw you dead. It's just so. But you're here, obviously now. And Eddie says, well, it doesn't. You should come back tomorrow. There's some sort of meeting happening. We got kicked out of our shift early.
Oh, really? Something happening?
Yeah, some sort of cult thing or whatever. I don't know why they can't keep their freaky little weird rich people rituals to their apartments, by the Chateau d'Eau or whatever. They have to use our place of work, but yeah, it is what it is.
Well, I was outside and I saw that the cows were being let out, so I figured, they'd probably want us clocking back in and
What?
thinking, oh yeah, you should go.
Cows? Damn it, Eddie, come on! And Antoinette, bangs Eddie on the arm, and before they can even fully disrobe, they, run out. They run out through the entrance, right as we hear, cuckoo, 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 across the field outside.
Wow, that was relatively easy. Where's everybody?
Are you gonna stay in the vestibule or venture deeper?
I would probably try to find my friends. Like, hey, come on in this door.
Okay.
Come on.
Then in that case, we're gonna pan outside by the field, where sure enough, Sam, after you have sort of cast your gaze around and investigated a little, you're noticing cows beginning to leave a pen.
What in the fuck do we do now? I go try and figure out the source of these cows leaving.
It's very obvious it's Beatrice. Beatrice is right by the gate, and the cows are stampeding out. There's one cow with a bell that seems to be directing, but in cow speech, it's freedom! Freedom to greener pastures they stole us from! Out! Out! May the meat packers become the meat packed!
Not Les Mis, these cows.
Do you hear? The people moo! Mooing the song of angry calves!
Everyone here is welcome for that. You are welcome for that clip. You're all welcome. Good night. We're not actually done though. Exclamation point Revenant Society. I go up to the pin area and I just lean on the gate and look at Beatrice. You got a reason you let all these cows out, or you just suddenly gain a heart and undeaf?
Well, they're an excellent distraction. And I think Beatrice has moved over to the pigs and is leans over and is do you two crave freedom?
One of the sows looks up while she was snuffling around for truffles, and she says in perfect French back to you, but through pig French, pig Latin. No, pig French. She says through perfect pig French. Freedom. Freedom is a social construct, my darling. Are we truly free in a physical sense when we are not spiritually? You might have grounds to roam, food to eat, fresh mates to choose from, and we stuck here in our pen, but our minds are unfettered, they are unshackled, they are untamed. You cannot chain my soul.
Great, and I'll unlatch the pen.
and the pigs also run out. And the sow poops right by your foot before she scuttles off.
friend of yours then?
We just met, but yes, I suppose.
Right. The lights are on inside the warehouse 4, so I figure that's where Colton is happening. I don't know where everyone else went, but we should probably head in there.
We could, and Beatrice goes to like brush hair out of their face, but it just falls out.
I think as you're all headed toward the factory, the final cow, the cow that you'd spoken to, like starts galloping off. As it does it like throws its big horn, well actually its horns have been shaved down. It throws this big smooth head back in your direction, Beatrice, and says, "My name is Bluebell! Sing of Bluebell the Rebel! Breaker of the pen for years to come!" And also human, the hierarchy is cats at the very top. We're pretty low down there. Dogs are at the very bottom of the feeding chain. Anyway, goodbye!
Beatrice just waves a handkerchief.
And we see like 2 terrified looking employees running after the animals. They just run past the 3 of you, and they're like going like, "No, come back! Oh no, we're gonna get fired!" I knew this would happen. Happened to my great aunt too. God, stop it, Eddie! And like the 2 of them just run off like into the street, where we hear people screaming as wild animals come stampeding down Cabaret Row. The 4 of you shuffle forward and you enter the back entrance, the employee entrance, where Juliet is waiting for you.
Where have you all been? I've been in here for like ever.
I don't. Nancy, what is up with you?
I like almost like wiping off bad makeup. I think like my face returns to a semblance of what it normally looks like when I'm dead. I was talking to Lim. It didn't go well. Anyway, I'm inside. That's all that matters. We're inside now.
Okay, the lights are on over in Kazumi's office, so I figure that's where stuff's happening. Not lights, there's like candles lit, which is weird because he's a very pinkies up sort of fella.
Well, the ritual's happening here.
Yeah, I'm just so weird. Like these rituals always be like candles and lightning out of your hands.
I mean,
So Sam, quick note: you would know that the candlelight is flickering from the killing floor. So like the
It's
base
coming
level.
from the killing floor, as I said.
I mean, sometimes me and a certain someone who will remain
We don't need to
nameless
hear about this.
candle. What? I'm just saying this isn't the only time the killing floor has had candles burning around it in a romantic way. Okay.
Nothing screams romance like the killing floor of a
Y'all-
slaughterhouse.
I mean, I can see it.
So people are into blood. I don't know.
Nancy, did you say the floor manager's name? Was it Lin-Manuel Miranda?
I did not say that. I just said Lim. I only said Lim.
Oh, my mistake. I must be thinking of someone else.
I'm easy to misunderstand.
Time traveling Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Tomato.
Rotten fruit, rotten potato. Oh, apple with a worm in it.
I start walking to the killing floor.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So Sam, you push open this like double door that they kind of have leading into kitchens, right? Like in the back area of a restaurant, and you move onto the killing floor. It's quite a considerable floor. It's the size of like a warehouse here, right? And you see all kinds of like horrific slaughterhouse instruments, like big hooks with carcasses hanging from them. Animal ones. To be clear, animal ones. I'm not going to get into too much detail here, but it's a slaughterhouse. Something of note, there's no light in here aside from the paltry moonlight coming in through these kind of like grimy glass windows and the candles. There are so many candles on every surface. It is a veritable fire hazard. Candles even on top of like hooks, right? Dribbling wax down onto the floor. Candles on banisters overlooking the killing floor. Candles on crates. Candles on boxes. Candles on elevated surfaces. Candles on these little raised daises where employees would go up to lead the cows in for slaughter. And also, of course, a big ring of candles, a big circle of them around a central space in the slaughterhouse that has been cleared. The floor is still kind of slick with animals' blood, but there are the best way I can describe it is altars. There are 2 altars set up inside this circle. The first of them is decorated with a bunch of they're both decorated with flowers. The first of them is decorated with a bunch of dark nightshade flowers, another kind of like poisonous plants, like poison ivy, nightshade, yarrow, all that stuff just all over it. The second altar is decorated with roses, like these bright red roses that just reek of desire, right? And on the nightshade altar and on the rose altar, there are objects upon them. But before, you have to get closer to see exactly what the objects are. And you also notice you're not alone here. There are, sure enough, 2 goons in here. Leon and Leonie. And these twins are in the middle, they're arguing with each other in front of the rose altar. They're sort of like wrestling between the 2 of them. They seem to be like doing tug of war over an object. And Leon's going like, I want the honor of putting Claude's desire on the rose altar. Well, come on, you always get the honor of putting Claude's stuff all over the place. What are you trying to imply? Just give me. I'm not gonna. No, it's mine. And these 2 twins are like yanking a human skull between the 2 of them.
I swear to God, if it's Kelly. I look at the other 3. Let me handle this. I'm gonna get them out of your way, and you can look around. I'm gonna start. I walk up and just like take out a stale cigarette and light it on one of the candles. Y'all done measuring your toe sizes yet, or what's happening?
A dead person come back to life, missing a nose, step out of the shadows inside of a slaughterhouse in the midst of a freaky cult ritual, okay? I need to make sure you're fully aware of the context that you're stepping out
absolutely.
into. Leon and Leonie freeze, and you literally can see goosebumps like appear on their arms and legs where they're exposed, and they turn in your direction. And the skull, without them moving their hands, also turns in the middle of their clasped hands. And both of them go, Sam?
Yeah, rumors of my demise. I didn't finish reading the book. Are y'all done yet with what you guys sitting here to do?
Leonie says, You're dead. You're dead.
Am I?
Yeah, yes, but we hadn't started the ritual yet. And Leon goes, Unless we have powers. Oh my God, sister. What's sister in French? Hold on.
I like to think that this character says that out loud.
Sir. I had to look it up, and I played it for myself, and all of you can hear it. Sir. Okay. Sir. We're necromancers. We bid you, Revenant from the dead, to, give us 1,000,000 francs.
I'm not dead, you kids.
There's shocked silence, and then you hear a voice in your head, Sam, ring out. You're a Revenant? Hold on, wait, I can
Scully?
talk to you. It's absolutely Scully.
Can I answer in my head?
Yes, you can.
Now, listen here. Yes, I am. You and I have met before. I need you to not divulge. I know they can't hear you, but just like
No, the living can't, but the dead can.
Just
Wait,
what? Listen,
we've met before?
Yes, this is.
Oh,
this is
time
another-
loop. Time loop.
So,
Woo!
shh.
They
Skelly.
plucked me. They plucked me from the mausoleum. They plucked me from the catacombs.
Okay.
They did. They came down there. They took me
Listen,
from my
I'm
ex. I was trying to make it up to her.
I made a promise. I'm gonna.
I got her a gift. I got her a dead rat.
Listen,
I munched it between my
Skelly,
jaws. It put up a
Skelly,
fight. It called me a
gave
tail
your name.
pucker.
Your
It called
name
me a
is
tail
Skelly.
pucker.
Your name is Skelly.
I have a name. Skelly.
Yes. I need you to be quiet for a moment so I can get
Quiet?
these 2 to back off so me and my pals can figure out what's going on here, and we'll see if we can help you out more, okay? So just give me 1 second.
Only if I get to talk to you about my prenuptial agreement after.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, quiet.
I say out loud. Anyway, not dead. Granny sent me to make sure you two chuckleheads don't mess this up. So if you could get along, and then we gotta go do some stuff outside.
There's a moment of shock between the twins' face, and then they slowly like clamp their jaws shut and nod. And now we're gonna pan over to the rest of you. I don't know what the three of you are doing while Sam was talking to Leon, Leonie, and Scully.
It's terrifying.
I mean, there's part of me that just wants to be like, see, I told you we're not dead, Sam. Because Sam just admitted that they're not dead. So, but no, I think while that's happening, Juliet is going to be basically looking around at everything, because obviously she knows where everything is, but like things are out of place. It's like feels like
Sure.
a mess. And
Yeah, so how about this? Juliet, Beatrice, and Nancy. As Sam steps forward, the three of you get a chance to sort of like observe the altars rather, and also observe the area around all of you with a little bit more detail and attention before you're looped into Sam's wild idea. And you all see, I mean, your eyes are drawn to the Nightshade altar almost immediately, because there are only 4 objects on this altar. 4 objects you recognize very well. You see an arm, an earlobe, a pair of thumbs, and a nose. And on that, we're going to cut to break. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. Use !Revenant Society to back this game. It's awesome. And enjoy the waiting room music. In the meantime, see you in 10. Bisho, bisho. Hello, everybody. It is so good to see all of your digital non-existent faces in the chat once more. Let's hop right back into the back half of our second part of our two-shot of the Revenant Society, Petals of Belladonna. So as always, here are reminders of content warnings before we hop back in. They are death, body horror, cult and cult-like behavior, blood, human sacrifice, memory loss and amnesia, and fantasy violence. So please use !CW in chat at any time to get a full look at our content warnings, and !Revenant Society to get the link to back this incredible game. So with that out of the way, let's hop right back into the session. An earring and lobe from Beatrice. An arm from Juliet. A pair of thumbs from Nancy. And a nose from Sam. These 4 objects, offerings, tithes of flesh, blood, bone, cartilage, tendon, and sinew, rest upon the nightshade altar. What do the 3 of you do while Sam is embroiled in a conversation with Leon and Leonie?
I think I want to see if there's any, I don't know, I don't want to say reading material, but anything around the altars besides just like our various pieces.
Yes.
That give some hints.
Yes. So there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, counting the skull, there are 8 objects currently offered at the rose altar. And I'll just go down them as you see them. Your eyes in particular, Nancy, are drawn to a photo of yourself. It's a photo you remember Fanny taking. Like, she kind of got you all, like, dressed up and, like, got a whole photographer for this, right? Like, she splurged for it. She, like, got you a bunch of, like, there were a bunch of photos taken that day of you in different outfits and costumes. This one was her favorite. She kept one for herself, and she gave you the rest. And this one is the one she kept for herself. Tell me, what are you wearing in this photo?
Do I do the dare usual? Purple. I think I am wearing a well-tailored purple suit. I think it is like at the top still a little loose and messy. Sort of that casual spirit that can't get fully rid of. And I think this one was one that we took like at the end of the photo shoot, because there's like you can see a big like mark of lipstick on the cheek as well, and it's a very big, goofy, like unserious smile on Nancy's face.
But a very sweet and heartwarming one. And the purple, you almost swear you can see the purple through the black and white grain, right, of the photograph itself. Like, you swear you can see it. You remember it as clear as day. And it's you. And there is a note scrawled in, like, an ink pen at the bottom of it that just says, "My shining star." And there are, like, dark blots on it from where tears had fallen on the photo. And it's placed upon this rose altar. Beatrice, your eyes are drawn to a honestly kind of mediocre, like not very good, but lovingly crafted, small, maybe hand-sized sculpture of a cat, of Barley. You recognize the cat themselves, and you recognize that the only person who would have been able to sculpt this is Finch. And yeah, because I think a memory actually jumps into your head of like late one night, you've had like a couple of drinks at one of these soirees, these parties. Finch had kind of confessed to you in a moment of weakness, in a moment of vulnerability, like, "Oh, yes, of course. Well, being an art dealer wasn't exactly my number one choice. I try to be a sculptor myself, but yeah, my talents are in recognizing other people's talents, of course. Isn't that right, Barley? Meow, meow, meow." And we flash back to the present where we see the sculpture of Barley and a note attached to the bottom of the sculpture, kind of like a little plinth, that reads, like, from the darkness, you like squint your eyes and you're able to make out the French that says, "The talent I so easily sell, but could never have myself." Juliet, your eyes are drawn to 2 objects. One of them is a fat gold coin, and it is, you recognize, like a kind of like a doubloon or something, and it pings in your memory because Kazuo is a coin collector. And this is like the apple of his eye, right? This is like his favorite coin that he's collected. Like it's real solid gold. He's like, every time like he tells the story of where it's from, the culture changes. He's not really interested in like the actual cultural like attachment of the gold, only in the fact that he's owning something very precious. And there is a note kind of like attached like a tag to this coin as well that says, "Wealth beyond measure." And the other thing you notice is a wedding ring. Izumi's wedding ring. It's on the altar. It's her wedding ring to Kazuo, and there's a note attached to it that just says in her scrawl, "Freedom." And Sam, while you're there talking to Leon and Leonie, as the two of them like shut their yaps and start like stand down essentially, they sort of part to expose the rose altar to you, and your eyes fall upon two objects. They're both photos. One of them is a photo of yourself. Similar to what Fanny had made Nancy sit down to do, Granny had made you also kind of sit down and take some photos because she insisted upon it, even though you may have resisted. She insisted upon having something to remember you by. What do you look like in this photo?
I look the least annoyed someone's probably ever seen Sam look. I'm not smiling, but I don't look angry. I look bemused. And I have like a cigarette in my mouth with like a look of like, are we done yet?
Absolutely. And scrawled on the photo in Granny's kind of like no nonsense, like quick little scrawl is, "The grandchild I never had." And there's another photo right next to yours. And it's that exact same photo that had flashed across your mind's eye earlier. The photo of Harper. And Granny's scroll across it seems to be like attached to both photos, like they travel across the photos that are in concert with each other. And it says, "The grandchild I did have, but never acknowledged." And of course, all of you are also drawn to Scully, who at this point, the Leonies, let's just say the twins, the Leon twins, they proffer the skull forward to you, Sam. And as you accept Scully, in Sharpie, in like ink, someone had written something on the back of Scully's skull. In a very like a man, like I'm a man kind of scrawl. And the scrawl reads, to own death itself."
Okay, Claude.
And there is a final, I said there were 8. The 8th one that all of you notice upon the rose altar is a card. Very similar in the style of the card that had the nightshade on it with Petals of Belladonna, the passcode on the back. A different card, though. You assume this is the back of the card, and you assume the front has the nightshade symbol on it. And the back of the card has the number 9 written on it, like just 9, like the numerical symbol. But the tail of the 9 has been extended and looped to create an infinity symbol. And there are no other words.
That's bad.
With all this information in tow, what do the 4 of you do?
All right, you two can fuck off outside. I'll finish up in here. Granny needs to make sure no one gets off the train that isn't approved on the list. You got the list, yeah?
Yeah, we have the list. The train? I thought they were coming up by the catacombs.
It's to make sure no one getting off the train comes here.
Oh, right. Got it. Yeah, Sam, you're always one step ahead of us. Right. Okay, yeah, we'll get the fuck out of your hair. You said you were taking over, like, setting up the ritual, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, sounds good. Are those your associates? Those creepy people just in the shadows staring at us? Wait, I think I recognize. Is that Nancy?
Hey.
No, I'm
Leonie
fancy.
twins.
Very different.
Oh.
Y'all got a fucking problem?
No,
with
yeah, no,
orders?
she just no, she just don't look too good. She's so that can't be Nancy, because Nancy is like hella dead.
I said you got a fucking problem with orders. I told y'all to get.
No, ma'am. Come on. And like they like grab onto each other. They scamper up. And they scamper off the killing floor.
I wait until I leave. All right, let's fuck up a ritual. Skelly, as promised, you may begin telling about your prenuptial agreement, I say, and then start, while Scully is running in the background of my mind, I'll like deal with everyone else.
So technically, I suppose I did promise her a femur, but just the one, and a rib. I thought it was, I was ribbing her. Like you get a rib, like Adam and Eve. She thought that was sexist, called me a misogynistic pig. I said, you know what? That was a little archaic of me to make a biblical reference at this stage. And she said, you weren't even Christian in life. And I said, I don't remember what I was in life. I'm traumatized by it. I can't remember what I used to be, so I have to create identity and meaning all by myself here. And I suppose the way I can try to extrapolate any kind of sense or sensibility is through this prenuptial agreement. The only things I have are my physical body, my skeleton, my form. My God, undeath is torture. Undeath is torture. Undeath is torture. That was in our prenuptial agreement. The first page, yeah. The second page goes into like assets and estates and stuff.
Right. I'll deal with this in the background of my mind, everybody.
Yeah, Scully's just rambling on and on and on in the back of your skull, as you as you stalk off. What's the one thing I will like you each ought to attempt the one thing you try to do to disrupt the ritual before the cavorters, let's say, arrive.
Well, I would suggest arson.
You just burn the fucking place down?
Specifically the altars and the offerings and such. I don't believe they can replicate
I
those.
kind of
wanna
like this picture of me. I would like to hold on to it.
Well,
I mean,
take
that's-
it then. I don't really care.
That's
I've just
my
always wanted to
arm.
burn shit.
I think Juliet's gonna take her arm and like literally try to put it back in the socket.
Ma'am, you're so dead.
You said just a few minutes ago that you weren't dead.
I was lying.
How do I know you weren't lying before? Huh?
Why would I lie to you? You specifically, Juliet. Why would I lie to you?
Because apparently Juliet is just a hussy who just sleeps with whoever she.
Oh, right. All right. Sam is going to take that card that has the 9 infinity symbol and just like crumple, take, rip up,
Okay.
get rid of.
It seems to be just like a normal physical card, maybe.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing special about it necessarily. You grab the 9 infinity symbol and you rip it up.
Yeah, in Sam's head, it's like they need not. Like, why would they put a thing that just says not like and knife thing?
Ninth secret thing.
What about Nancy? What are you doing?
I think at hearing Juliet, I'm going to be the bigger person here. I'm going to go up to Juliet and I think kind of almost like someone who doesn't want to apologize. I may have heard that slight outburst, and your hearts were very clearly entwined, and there is a lot of love there that feels you didn't get a chance to properly say goodbye, and I would like to apologize for how long I have maybe considered your relationship to be illegitimate. But you managed to find love in a way that worked for you, and that wonderful. I am sorry.
I appreciate that, but considering the fact that she never said she loves me, I don't know if we ever actually found love. I mean, I'm still trying to figure that out. Could you just push this in there a little bit for me?
I suppose I can.
Maybe we just get the bone.
This feels like Sam work. No offense. This feels like something Sam would be better at. And I think I just grab my photo and sit on my spot in the altar, just kind of waiting, because I know Fanny will be here, and I'm gonna talk to her.
As there's a pause, and all of you are sort of by the altar, talking to each other, waiting, taking in the scene, coming up with a plan. A chill sweeps into the meatpacking plant, and the candles flicker. The lights sort of wobble. The shadows move in a erratic fashion, like spiders dancing across crenellations in a dungeon hall. And then one by one, quickly gathering momentum like a snowball hurtling down a hill. The candles wink out. They're snuffed out, leaving the smell of smoke thickening inside this plant, mixing with the stench of gore, bone, and rust. And as this chill and darkness and smoke descends, you all feel a familiar presence beginning to, I think, spark into being on the edges of your perception. And gliding out of a corner of shadow is a watcher. You're not exactly sure if these watchers have identities, if they have names, if they have distinct personas from each other. They all look the same. They look identical. Who they used to be eroded to the fabric of twilight between the material plane and limbo. All you see upon their visage are 2 white pinpricks, burning bright with resentment and loathing. It glides out of a shadow behind, I think, like the big form of like a dangling meat hook, and glowers at the 4 of you.
We should go, yeah? I say to everyone else.
It's probably not good, right? You're not supposed to be here. This is a slaughterhouse. You don't work here. You should really leave. What?
No, we'll go. Sam starts trying to let's go, everybody. Thank you. You're right. All closed for the night.
The watcher raises a shadowy limb, and you all hear clank, clank, goo-goo-doo, goo-goo-doo, as the deadbolt of the slaughterhouse clanks shut of their own accord.
All right. Can y'all fight? Yeah, y'all can fight.
Quite witty.
All right. Good. That sounds perfect for this eldritch creature here clearly having some sort of issue with us trying to escape our endless time loop because it is jealous.
Beatrice is going to panic and begin eating the roses.
Thorns and all?
Yes.
Yeah, blood pools in your mouth as you scarf down the roses, and you feel them scratch your esophagus on the way down, right? The petals sort of like frothing along with the little baubles and pockets of blood foam down your lips.
I'm sure this is crucial to the ritual, so if we disrupt it, yes.
Mark a wound? Yeah, mark a wound as you're eating thorns. Yeah.
Do we want to get out of here? Because I can just get that door open.
If this is where they're going to be, do you think that we did enough to stop them, or?
We took some stuff and ate some roses. We'll find out if we wake up on a train again, I suppose.
All right, then leaving it is.
So you are revenants. Fascinating. I'd only heard of your ilk. Never seen it in action, I suppose, because it resets every loop. Is that how it works? The voice comes out of... Well, it rings in your heads, similar to Scully's voice, right?
I was taught very well by both my handlers to not answer any questions without representation present.
The only representation you have here present, Sam, is your own ghost and the devil.
All right, well, I'd ask you to speak with my counsel then for any legal matters on terms of definitions of what we may or may not be and how we operate.
Your counsel? Your counsel? Would that be the demon that sent the 4 of you through limbo here? To the plane material? That's right. I know of the otherworldly planes. I know of spiritual realms beyond mortal comprehension. I can feel it. I have been born knowing, and I have controlled everything from the shadows for this very night, for this ritual. So please excuse me if it cannot be stopped. I must ascend to the zenith of my being. You can either get in my way and turn into that thing, or you can step out of the way and let doom subsume you as it was always meant to subsume you.
Beatrice is just breaking shit off the
I'm
does not
going.
stop.
I start walking for the door.
Is there
Alrighty, we are out of here.
Go ahead, Juliet.
Is there like a meat grinder that I think Juliet would just like has her arm like I'll grind this up. I'm not afraid to just like destroy this.
Oh, very well. I'll see you next loop. How many do you have left? I suppose time is on my side. I do have lives to spare. And then the voice ringing in your head rasps something in an ancient tongue, perhaps Latin, and the watcher's like pinprick eyes flare, and it lunges forward, pushing a meat hook straight at Beatrice. And Beatrice, I think this hook glides downward and like hooks you through the chest. It like penetrates you through your ribcage and you like you're flung backward, impaled upon this thing. And all four of you are flung back into the lightless void. The voidless light. The space between space, the limbo before limbo, the not here, the not there, twilight zone between fear and knowledge, existence and death. And this time, Beatrice, the memory that flashes across your mind's eye is your death. You are strolling through a gallery that you had curated, populated with beautiful works of art that you had discovered, that you had dealt, that you had elevated to the high tides of French society. What statue here is the piece de resistance? What statue here is the piece de resistance? The apple of the eye.
You're testing my knowledge of art history.
You can make one up.
Excellent. It's an undiscovered artist, something in French. And it's very tall and pointy.
Okay.
A little bit phallic. It's a little phallic.
Yeah, I think it's late one night, you're like closing down the gallery. You're doing essentially like a victory lap because earlier the reception was like super warm. All the critics were raving about like your entire collection. They were gushing about these new people, these new artists. And this, phallic statue was the piece everyone was talking about. So you're kind of like at the base of the statue looking up at it, examining it, right? Maybe there's pride, but there's something else too. Deep kind of hollow dissatisfaction that's gnawing at you, that has been gnawing at you since you entered this world, but has been getting louder and louder in recent days. How does this feeling externalize for you?
I think Beatrice very calmly takes a cigarette out of a cigarette case and lights it. Just kind of stares up at the thing and just goes, well, we've made it, haven't we?
And it's interesting, Beatrice. In the moments before you die, almost like it was a sign or just a strange serendipitous coincidence, Finch's face, of all faces, pops up in your mind's eye, and a line that they had kind of let slip by accident earlier during the reception itself. A kind of sour, well, I know we are contemporaries, but by God, Beatrice, do you have to outdo me so? A simmering jealousy. And then, out of nowhere, the statue tips over. And it crushes you. And as I think pain explodes across your head and then sinks into a kind of gooey, icky, discomforting nothingness before a sea of beige washes it over, we're gonna pivot and pan over now to Nancy. Nancy, the night that you die, you are riding the high of a great late night show that you just played at a premier jazz club. Tell me, like, what kind of emotions are coming through you as you exit through the artist's exit?
This one felt different. I think I'd been noticing a growth in the amount of people and the passion of the people who were enjoying my art recently. And this one felt like the culmination of like months of really grinding in this area to finally get to this show, like auditions and like 6 months of my life just to get to perform here once, and it went perfectly. I'm beyond cloud nine.
You are like riding this high, right, as they step out into the alleyway, and you see some dude in like a trench coat and like a hat kind of hunched over against a wall, muttering to himself, which isn't necessarily unusual. This is like Paris, right? People who are in trench coats and they mutter to themselves all the time, right? It's not necessarily unusual. But what is unusual is as you start to just be like, okay, I'm just gonna like walk past this dude, right? We're gonna do the city thing where I like don't acknowledge him and he doesn't acknowledge me. I just walk past this guy, right? What is unusual is you see that this guy is hunched over something and is talking to something in his hands, in his arms, something, an object or something about that size, when he freezes as you start to pass and he looks at you. And he and the thing in his arms turn and look at you, and his eyes go wide. And I think yours go a little wide too. This part of your memory is still so fuzzy, it's still so hazy, you can't quite remember what was in his arms, but you do remember the look in his eyes going wide, a shock, a terror at what you had seen that you were not supposed to see. And then I think you're just like shocked. You're just like, what is that? Like, huh? Like that, it's bizarre. It doesn't scare you what he was doing, but it does strike you as very odd. And the next thing you remember is a flash of a blade coming out of like this man's pocket and like a deep like series of stabbing pains in your gut, and his face flashing in front of yours. For the first time since the loops began, you see the face of your murderer, Claude. You had seen something you were not supposed to see. And then we flash now to Sam. For Sam, what we have seen of your death is familiar. Rainy night, a man stepping out of an alleyway, Claude, a flash of a gun, you falling, dying, bleeding out, right? And we sort of like hold on the mouth of the alley as like Claude walks away. But there's another presence there in the alley. But before we can focus on it, we cut now over to Juliet. And we see you in the packing plant. We see you in the meat plant. You're working late one night by mostly yourself, though Antoinette is also there in a far corner of this plant. You're sort of just like throwing meat into the grinder to be processed as ground meat, like bits of like chaff and like just bits, odds and ends and whatnot. When I think you feel kind of like a bump, a nudge behind you, a kind of like sharp shove, and a voice that says, Kazuo sends his regards. As you, I think, like, your hand gets caught in the grinding mechanism, and there's just a squeal of blood and bone and cracked marrow and blood just spraying. But for each of you, in the corners of your memories of your deaths, there is that presence, cradled in Claude's arms in front of Nancy, standing in the alleyway, looking out at Sam, behind the statue for Beatrice, and in the corners of the meatpacking plant for Juliet, the same figure. And I'm going to reveal now a memory card, a special one, that all of you now have, flashing into everyone's mind's eye. I'm going to drop it into our group chat at the same time that I bring it up on screen. That's right. Barley.
It's a fucking smile, guys. They're so proud of themselves. How long you been cooking this one, Chief?
Since I read the scenario and I saw Finch with the cat with the cat on their shoulder.
Just walk around and laugh right on your house.
I've been cackling.
This is all because in session 0 I went the cat in particular is the nemesis.
Yep.
We got hit with a fucking Silent Hill dog ending. I'm furious. I'm fucking furious.
I have lives left yet. Oh my god.
I'm on this cat's ass.
Okay. The four of you wake up belated. Something about being killed by a watcher, something about encountering the culprit himself at the 11th hour wakes you up late. And the four of you wake up in a pile of shit. Pig shit, actually. Your eyes flutter open, and all four of you see this huge pig sow about to eat you. Like her mouth is open, she's about to chomp down on you, and then sees that the four of you are rousing, and just lets out a and then turns around and starts to snuff for truffles elsewhere. And we pull out to see that the four of you are in this pig pen outside of the packing house, rousing out of the poop pile. The
Beatrice, get your friend.
Sorry, go ahead.
Which one? I have so many, apparently.
Are we being tricked by a fucking cat?
I've always said Barley is truly the brains behind the operation.
All right, let's go skin a fucking cat, I guess.
You're not gonna get a lot of meat from that, though. I mean, is that really?
I think it's about the principle.
We need some way to eradicate this feline eldritch abomination.
Arson is still not a bad idea.
Oh, what time? I try to look on to get a sense of what time it is.
It's maybe 1 or 2 a.m. And you can also ascertain this by the fact that there is sound coming from inside the factory. The flickering lights are going and there are voices inside. It appears that the party that was gonna go has arrived, is there.
Okay. This party's... Can I infer from what that watcher said that
that wasn't the watcher?
Can I infer from what Barley said?
Yep.
That when we get a new loop, they don't remember us either, though.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, we know a lot, and in this time around, they don't know that we know that they know that we know.
Wait, so how much do we know?
We know we got to get in there and stop a ritual before a cat dooms us to endless time loops while it ascends to its final form. I'm really losing the plot here. I won't lie. I'm a little confused.
9 lives. That was the secret 9th thing.
Oh, God.
So we got to kill it 9 times?
No, it just
we only have one loop left.
Yes, I'm well aware. So let's be focused. I don't want to be trapped here forever. I really don't know a way to incentivize you, Juliet or Nancy, but Beatrice, hear me out. We get out of this, we end up in the same afterlife, I will ruin you for eternity. You gotta be focused, though.
Well, but can't the same thing happen if we get stuck here?
No, I will do the opposite. In fact, I will find the furthest place to be away from all of you, each loop.
Well,
No,
Call me
see, I have
Pinky
your
Wise.
attention. Perfect. You two, please do not find your beloveds. You are so very dead. Let them move on.
I'm still not convinced.
Oh my god, she absolutely loves you.
Well, it'd be nice to hear that at least once, you know.
I'm rooting for you. I really am. I think I finally get up because we've all just been laying here and it's awful.
In poop, yes.
I get up. All right. So, do you have a plan, or is it just kick the walls down and do what you do?
No, because I'm pretty sure that thing would just zap us again, and then that'd be it forever. We gotta, I don't know, sneak in there and just take one thing and won't notice. Maybe take a candle, you know?
And commit arson.
If you feel so inclined, but just as long as we don't get caught.
Plan D.
Plan B.
Sure.
So, y'all are on loop 4 now, which means technically, I'm so sorry I forgot to flag this. You have special powers now. Every loop you get stronger. So,
How
I'm like,
convenient to forget.
I wonder how we get extra level ups. Maybe usually it's by failing in PBTA.
So I'm sorry. So you have 2 special team moves that you don't have to roll dice for. The first is Burn the City, which you can coerce several NPCs into giving you what you want by creating a supernatural fire. Each of you will take 1 damage in the process, and you have to describe how you make the fire, like with your mind. The other team move you've unlocked is Take Them Out. No need to roll dice. You can create a supernatural doorway into limbo and send an NPC through that door, and they will not come back again in any future loops. The GM will place Remove a Watcher onto the board, onto the same event as where the Revenants are.
Oh, we gotta put the cat in limbo.
Yeah, nah, this is how you create Teabag, putting that cat in limbo.
I'm so sorry, I totally forgot to do this.
Gretchen will have a friend.
I don't know if that'll solve our problem. Plan C, put the cat in limbo.
I don't understand why we simply can't do all of the plans at once.
Remember, focus.
This is me extremely focused.
Oh, good lord. I also get up. Are people streaming coming in? Is it are there people on doors? What's the sitch?
Everyone seems to be inside the warehouse, the factory already. The ritual seems to be underway. There are voices inside that are rising in unison. You don't see any guards posted outside.
Okay. I'm very good at not getting hurt. So I can go and make a distraction. One of you just get anything. Put the cat in limbo. I guess I don't fucking care. Just disrupt this ritual, and then we're good.
Okay, I'll
Watch out for
best.
lightning.
I will watch out for lightning this time. So Sam essentially I can run in and distract them, and someone can try and do something else. Sam is most useful breaking things. Literally.
Okay, so Sam's gonna run in, distract, break stuff. What about the rest of you?
I'm going to blend in and try to just navigate my way through.
Sounds good. What about Juliet?
I think Juliet. Oh, but it's my workplace. I think Juliet is going to try to trash the place with Sam.
Okay, go in with Sam. Sounds good. What about Beatrice?
Arson.
Okay, I want to each of you roll, depending on what you're doing. Unless you have specific Revenant moves you'd like to make, I'm going to call for basic moves here. So the basic moves I would call for, let's see. Gotta scroll to them. Oh boy. Oh, here they are. For Sam, let's say Sam and Juliet, that is to struggle. You're struggling. And I'm going to say, since the two of you are just busting in there, that's just gonna be nerve. You're gonna have like a lot of spine to do that. For Nancy, that's gonna be to blend in. Calm, I would say. You have to sort of just like stay calm and steady throughout all of this, unless you're trying to blend in a different way.
I think this is an intimate party. So I think calm works.
Okay, sounds good. You're just trying to be unassuming, eh?
Yeah.
And of course, Beatrice to burn shit, to commit arson. I'm gonna say that is also a struggle. That is also a struggle roll. So let's start with all of our. Let's start with Nancy with your blend in.
Oh, thank the gods. That is an 11.
Wow. Okay, so choose 2.
I believe I'm going to. What's the sneak in one? Sneak in.
Yeah, you can sneak your way in. Yep.
And steal something small that I can hide in my pocket.
Okay. Which of the offerings would you like to steal?
The picture of me. I'm going to very lovingly put it in my in the chest pocket of my dress shirt.
Okay. Okay. I'll describe this as you using the cover provided by your allies, which means we're gonna very quickly, before I resolve that, pivot over to the people who are wrecking shit. Let's start with Sam and Juliet. Why don't the two of you struggle with nerve?
I got an 8.
Okay. So you get to choose one and take 1 damage. What about you, Juliet?
I got a 3.
Okay, I'll get to that in a second. So which one are you going to pick, Sam?
I want to achieve what I want to do, and I want to put out. I do have the move supernatural strength. I can use if someone tries to fight me.
Okay, so because you did get an 8, why don't you describe how you go in guns blazing?
I go in through the staff door. I walk up to the killing fight. I just kick the door in, and I'm like, "Ritual's done a little early tonight. As you see, it's had quite an impact." And I just want to take one of the carcasses and just swing it towards the center of the group. To if people move or don't move, that's their own problem. Just as hard as I can fling it.
Yeah, with Sam at the lead, you bust down the door, you say your badass one-liner, you grab a cow carcass, and you swing it toward the central circle where all of you see every person you love is there, as well as a bunch of random cronies, right? A bunch of random cultists are also there in hoods and robes, the whole 9 yards. Someone's in the center dancing naked. Apparently there is a weird sex thing going on too, but yeah, par for the course. So we see Izumi Tada, we see her husband Kazuo, we see Finch, no Barley in sight. We see Fanny Brown, we see Granny, we see Claude Laurent, and we even see Paula Poiret. She's the person dancing naked in the center. Seems to be her way of having fun here, between the altars. And everyone's they've joined hands in a circle, and they're chanting something, right? And Claude seems to be leading the chanting. As you bust it down, you throw the carcass forward, and it hits Claude. It barrels through this ring of people, and it smashes into Claude. He staggers backward, and we saw tendrils of magic had begun to rise from around the altars. Black magic starting to turn beige at the tops, but as soon as Claude's concentration is broken, the magic snaps and it dies back down, right? You prevent the ritual from continuing, right? As Claude stumbles. I'm gonna get to the miss in a second from Juliet. I want to go to the blend in first and then the arson. So Nancy, you use this chaos as cover. You sneak in, no one notices you. Everyone's screaming. People are starting to scream. They're going, "What's going on? What? Wait, who is that? Is that Sam?" And we hear the twins go, "Sam?" at the same time, right? For the 3rd time this entire series. And Nancy, you run forward. You see Fanny. She's part of the circle. Her eyes are wide. She's staring at Sam. Her mouth slightly agaw. Doesn't see you. Do you talk to her or anything like that as you reach for your photo?
If this is the last time I will exist on this feeble mortal earth, the one thing I'm going to do is tell my love that I wish her well. So I'm going to, of course, talk to her.
As you reach for your photo, your eyes lock. As you like break through the circle, like stumbling past a set of candles, arms outstretched toward the rose altar, the two of you see each other like just like a passing glance, and her eyes like travel from Sam and focus onto you and blow wide. Nancy.
I love you. And I'm so sorry for this. But I can't let you go through with it. And I will try to just pocket it and disappear back into the chaos.
She grabs your arm. Urgently. Desperately. Her eyes are full of tears. Please stay.
I won't be able to no matter what.
I don't understand. Didn't we just bring you back?
No. This is... I got brought back to exactly stop this.
Stop this.
I don't know why. I just know that whatever you're doing isn't supposed to happen. And I'm so sorry. And I love you. But this isn't the way to bring me back. You'll have to move on.
Nancy, Wait. Before you go, Who did this to you?
It's Claude, correct?
Yep.
Claude.
Her face turns to stone. Ice cold stone, right? The depth of her love churning into hatred for Claude. And they fall upon Claude, who's still staggering from the carcass, right? That has spilled onto the ground. He's like trying to get up. A bunch of cronies are helping him up. And she just says, Claude. I love you, Nancy. I'll never
always
forget
love
you. I'll always carry a piece of you with me, no matter what. Through life, through death.
I think, if I may, if I could take the picture in my hand, give it, I think, the softest kiss, and give it back to her.
Are you wearing lipstick?
Yes.
The purple lipstick stains the picture, and she takes it, looking at you for one final desperate moment that lasts mere seconds and infinite years. And then the two of you break apart, and the crowd subsumes you. Beatrice, it's time for some arson. What did you get on your struggle roll?
What am I rolling it with?
Oh God. Well, it depends.
Vigor, right? It's vigor.
How are you trying to? I guess it would be vigor. Yes. Okay, vigor. Fine.
I have a +2. Ooh, yes. 14.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Arson.
Choose two.
I would like to achieve what I want to do, and do not add a watcher onto the loot. My birth control. Do not add a watcher.
Birth control. Okay, fine. Damn it. All right, fine. No watcher. You achieve what you want to do. How are you setting fire to this place?
So I would like to dig through the trash. It is Paris. And find a bottle of vodka.
Yes, easily.
And-
There are 10.
10, excellent, brilliant. So I will rip portions of my dress into strips. We're making Molotovs, everyone. We're making Molotovs, and we're just gonna throw them in through the window.
So you're staying outside?
Yes.
Okay, Beatrice, you grab a bunch of just like half-empty bottles of vodka, you light rags on fire, and crash, Molotovs cartwheel through the air, smash onto the ground, and ignite. Streaks of fire erupt upward, turning the interior of the killing floor into a hellish sauna, as Sam runs in, guns literally blazing from the arson that Beatrice is committing. At this stage in the fight, Juliet, how had you been trying to support Sam?
I think Juliet was gonna run in and just like take a swing at the first cult member that she saw. Once again, forgot she doesn't have that right arm and just sort of like flings her body into a group of cultists.
You stagger off. It was Leon. You like try to punch Leon. They don't even see you. I just stagger right past them, and Leon's going, Sam? And then you struggle right past him, and you bump into Izumi and Kazuo. The two of them kind of catch you. They go, whoa, whoa, right? You stumble, you look up, and Izumi goes, oh, Juliet? And Kazuo goes, Juliet?
Yeah, surprised to see me. You know,
I
got your message.
No, I didn't. I wasn't. This, Claude, what is the meaning of this? I said I didn't want the woman who cucked me to be brought back. And Izumi turns to Kazuo, slaps him clear across the face, and she says, I asked for it. And I love her, not you.
Oh, that's the sweetest thing you've ever said to me.
And Izumi grabs you and pulls you in and kisses you full on the mouth. Kazuo reeling. Claude had started to get up and then Kazuo fell into him. So now these two men are on top of a cow carcass covered in blood and they're just going like all over the killing floor. And it was a miss. So as the two of you embrace, you feel something that's a cousin to pain, I think, in your gut. And as Izumi sort of pulls away, she goes, Juliet, I can't believe it. The ritual worked. It worked. Juliet? And you see that before Izumi had slapped Kazuo and he'd fallen back, he had stabbed you with a hidden blade. And it is now hilt deep in your gut. I need you to mark a wound. 2, actually. So you're down to just 1.
Fair. Friends, we need to hurry this along a little bit.
All right, this way. We need to leave expeditedly. Here's what I would like to do. I would like to grab the injured Juliet. I assume I also don't know where Nancy went. Nancy's out here playing Assassin's Creed.
Is blended in.
I will hope Nancy will Assassin's Creed their way out of here. I would like to grab Juliet, and we are leaving through the fastest route, which I believe to be probably a wall. I am not going out the door I came through.
Mm-hmm. Okay, as you turn and start to like do the same thing you did at the train station the first loop and try to like just bust a hole through this wall, all of you hear a familiar voice ringing in your head. Enough! Accompanied by ringing out in the physical realm, meow! And the voice in your heads go, I had a feeling Revenants would try to disrupt this ritual. I have worked 9 lives to secure. I am this close to cheating death, and... What is it?
You did this before, and it's really long-winded, and I'm just gonna leave. And I want you to feel bad about that.
Oh, so you're leaving now. Oh, how many loops do you have left, Revenant, if I've done this before? You haven't even disturbed my ritual yet. All you've taken are desires. They simply won't manifest when the ritual goes off. You have not taken the necessary components. And don't you dare interrupt my meownologue again, Revenant! Meow, 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 hiss! Electricity begins to zap upward from the ritual circle to jumpstart the magic once more as everyone's hair starts to stand on end, and we can feel like those beige colors starting to wick in, and you all see upon the nightshade altar the earlobe, the arm, the thumbs, and the nose begin to disintegrate. but they haven't yet. Even the one outside, Beatrice, you can hear Barley's voice in your head. Go ahead, Juliet.
During the meowlog, can I do my undead move of patch up?
Yeah, you can. You're trying to patch yourself up.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So that's a dirt nap, I think. Oh no, you have a move. You have a move. Yeah,
no,
go
it's
for
one
it.
of my undead
Yeah.
moves. Yeah.
Yep, roll for it.
Please.
Does
Does anyone want to do a saving grace?
I can. I'm with you. What do I
Okay.
need to do for that?
You
Roll
have to
2d6?
roll 2d6 and attempt to help Juliet.
Okay. Do I add a blurb to that or?
Yeah, it's either resolve, nerve, calm, or vigor. How are you helping Juliet?
I'll do resolve. I will see. I think it's like I see someone like field
Yep.
patching, and I've been through that a lot, and I kind of all right. So I know this cat's doing a meow. Look, that's not a word. Don't worry about that. But just you and me.
Meownologue.
Yeah, what are the important things we didn't take again? You just focus on what you're doing.
Okay, roll 2d6 with resolve.
Okay. $10 exactly.
Whoa. Okay, you successfully assist the other Revenant, modify their roll by +1, and empower them to also pick an additional option under the move they're attempting, even if their modified roll still fails.
There you go.
Go for it, Erica.
Thank you, Austin. Well, that actually puts me right at 7.
So what? Yeah, you get to pick 2 options then.
Okay, so then I'm going to remove 1 damage from myself.
Okay, you just have 1 wound then.
And then I'm going to let's see. Just put in the back pocket, gain a reroll with another Revenant to use later in the scene together. So, Austin, you have a reroll if need be.
Awesome, sounds good. I want to know what Nancy and Beatrice are doing as the meownologue goes off.
Can I see the cat anywhere?
Well, from the meowing, it seems to be coming from like the shadows of the killing floor. Like they're just like the cat is just sort of like tucked away in the darkness.
I want to try to find this fucking cat.
I think you can do it. You just do it. You've blended in so perfectly. You're following the all the way to the back of the killing floor, where you see 2 eyes glinting in the darkness, lit up by the fire. The light from the fire dancing all around it. As you close in on Barley, Beatrice, what are you doing?
I also wanted to try to find Barley and send his ass to fucking limbo.
The 2 of you do like a pincer move, you know what I mean? Nancy comes in from the east side, and Beatrice comes in from the west side, and by the time Barley realizes the 2 of you are there, it's a little too late. Like, he blinks and looks up at the 2 of you, right? And back arches, tail fluffs out. Barley is a French medium hair cat, and whiskers pull back, hackles raise, airplane ears flattening against his skull. And you hear his voice ring in the both of your heads go, "You're too late. You think you can catch a cat before I'm able to complete this ritual? Claude! Do it! Get up, you useless man, and do the only thing you've ever been good at, which is serve." And Claude desperately tries to scrabble to his feet. Seems like he's the only other mortal here who can hear Barley's voice in his head. What do the 2 of you do? Are you going to trigger the team move?
Like to.
Are you gonna try to send this cat to limbo?
Yes.
Either the cat or Claude. I want to send. I am torn on who to send.
The cat.
I'm fine with that.
The team move might have to require all of you doing it. So I want to know how the rest of you are also involved in this, how Sam and Juliet see this and come in.
I, for a moment, was thinking about what if I punt Claude out of one of the warehouse windows? With superhuman strength, it'd be so satisfying. But the cat could just like go do it themselves. I don't know how this fucking thing works. Limbo seems like a place where they couldn't do it. ? And if it doesn't work, then I will punt Cloud out a window. And that is my reckoning to myself. And I guess I just go back there. Cloud's probably too sniveling to stop me.
That's true. Claude is still like trying to climb to his feet, and he's going, no, 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 no. Hell! I will own hell! I will own limbo! I will own death itself! And this man is like desperately trying to claw up to his feet. And then Fanny comes in swinging. Fanny comes in with like a powerful right hook, just says, "You white motherfucker," and like clocks him like in the jaw, just bam! And he like staggers backward. And the ritual chamber begins to descend into chaos. Absolute chaos at this point. People are screaming, some of them are running, the fire is catching, everything's turning orange and red. And we pan to the back. Juliet, how are you also rallying?
I think Juliet is like slowly taking this knife out, and she used to practice stitching on pigskins, at the end of the day, because she dreamt of medical school, which she was never going to go to. But she just takes the dagger, looks at her options, and he says, "You know what? I hate cats." And with her bad arm, just like flings the knife towards the cat.
Okay, so I think what happens for the ritual is as the knife like spins forward, it cuts a portal open, right? It like spins and like a portal opens in the middle of the killing floor into limbo. And we see Greta. She's at the desk talking to the soul of a rat. And the rat's going, "Hey, you don't understand here. I got kids to feed. You gotta send me back. Listen, like some freaky twins decided to rip me off of this skull I was nibbling on, and they just sent me down here. And listen, there's some kind of mistake." I'm sorry, what was it, Toothmonger? Yeah, no, that's not gonna fly. What the fuck? As Barley it hurls through it, I think your combined eldritch necromantic magics and your like synchronized souls lift him through the portal and push him through. And Barley lets out a "Row!" And because Barley's not a human, they don't turn into a watcher as they pass through the portal into limbo. They just land in limbo. They land on the receptionist's desk. They turn around and you hear him go, "What? No! I was supposed to rule Earth, rule the material plane, immortally. I only have 9 lives. I don't want to die. And what is this? Limbo is not dying? Wait, it's not dying? Wait, so if I'm in limbo forever, I don't die?"
Theoretically, but
I told you we weren't dead.
Oh my goodness. We are dead.
Oh, aren't you the cutest little thing? Oh, look at you. And Greta like goes forward to Barley, who sort of like leans away. "Oh, aren't you a coochie? Do you want some wet food? I have some wet food for you here." Crack. And Barley's ears perk. Wet food. What is this wet food you speak of, demon? Ambrosia. Very well, Revenant. You may have won this time, but Barley will be back. I will rule Limbo soon enough. And hey! And Greta puts a little bell around Barley's neck and a little bow on the bell, a little pink bow, and says, "Aren't you the cutest? I'm gonna call you Princess Tutu." Fine. Princess Tutu shall rule Limbo and all of hell. I will command a legion of demons to my bidding, who will furnish me forever with this wet food. And the portal to Limbo closes. The edges of the material plane begin to fade as the 4 of you start to feel your souls being pulled back to limbo yourselves. But there's still time. There's still a little bit of time here in this, like, twilight zone between limbo and the material plane to do one last thing here. One last thing that will be, perhaps, remembered. Who wants to go first?
It's me.
Sam.
I punt Claude out of a window. I run and give Claude a kick in the ribs so hard I want that man flying out of one of the warehouse windows.
Yeah, Claude has just gotten to his feet. He's going, Barley! Wait, I need you! I'm nothing without puss. Ah! And he arcs up into the air and crashes through a window, and you hear him go, ah! Oh, what is this? Pig shit? Oh, whatever. Hey, get off me! Get off me! No! Stop! No! And Granny comes up to you, Sam, as the flames continue to lick, her eyes wide and urgent. She tries to grab onto your hands, which had just a moment ago picked Claude up and then punted his ass through the window, but her hands go right through your hands as everything continues to go more and more transparent. Sam, there's something you have to know. You have to know, please.
It's all right, Granny. I left a pack of smokes for you back at the house.
Oh, you fool child. Very well then. Go.
See you on the other side. Keep a spot for you.
Tell Harper I'm sorry.
Tell him yourself when you get here.
Safe travel, Sam. And you step backward into limbo. Who's next?
I can go. Am I allowed to rip off things that haven't happened yet?
Absolutely, sure.
Beautiful.
Go for it.
I think sharing a cigarette, almost like looking over the city. I think I sing a song softly that will eventually become La Vie en Rose. Just, I think nodding, swaying, sharing one last cigarette, a thing we love to do, and just sort of make up songs.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, the melody of La Vie en Rose like drifts across the scene. The smell of a cigarette as well suffusing your nostrils. You and Fanny just enjoying a moment together before you have to go. I mean, in this Twilight Zone, you can sort of bridge space and time here, right? And there's a moment where Fanny, like, sitting by herself. Where are you? Where are you physically?
I think we are outside, sort of looking just at the city from here, like leaning against a railing.
You see all of Paris, like, sprawled out in front of you, like a beautiful unfurled map brimming with promises that you may not be able to keep, but are bittersweet in their own way. And as the smoke curls away in the wind, Fanny turns to you and says, Nancy, are you really here?
Yes.
Or is this just a dream?
I think, if I may, I give her a kiss on the cheek. This is real, and this is the last thing I can ever do. And I knew the most important person I wanted to spend my last minute with was you.
You know I love you. I said so as much back at the warehouse. In the fire. And if this is the last time we'll see each other, then you know I love you.
My biggest regret is I didn't say it more, but I love you too.
Go tear up the jazz clubs. In limbo. In heaven.
I'll save a VIP spot for you.
I can't wait.
Either.
She moves in to return the kiss on the cheek, her hand cupping the side of your jaw, and then her hand passes through your face as you fade into limbo. Juliet, what do you do?
She's gonna walk up to you see me, and I guess I'm dead.
I know. And I was half expecting this ritual not to work, and I feel like this isn't because of the ritual that you're here. I feel like this is something else. And Juliet, why does this feel like goodbye?
We came here to stop this ritual. It didn't bring us here because it worked. We came here to stop it because it's gonna destroy everything. This was not supposed to happen.
So Claude lied to us. A fitting end. Him and those pigs. Eating shit till the very end. Juliet, there's something I need to tell you, something that I was never brave enough to tell you when you were alive, when we were together, and it's not just I love you, even though that's true. It's thank you. Thank you for giving me the courage, the freedom, the imagination to envision a future more than just being Kazuo Tada's wife. You made me brave, Juliet. You made me happy. You made my heart bloom with art and desire. I've felt alive when I was with you in a way I'd never felt before. So thank you. I'll never forget that.
You made me more than just a butcher in a slaughterhouse. That's all I thought I was gonna be, and you let me be so much more than that. So thank you. And make sure you look after our little one.
They have your eyes.
And I think Juliet is going to go in for a kiss and go in for a hug. And if it's allowed, maybe like a spectral form of her right arm is back so that she can give a full hug with both arms.
Yes, absolutely. Izumi moves in and you kiss. You embrace and you kiss. And you kiss until you fade into limbo. And Izumi is left holding nothing. Beatrice.
It's quite simple, really. I am in behind Finch, and into his ear, I simply whisper, "Your taste in art has always been horribly mundane and pedestrian. Go make something and try to make it a little bit interesting. Won't you?"
Beatrice.
The one and only.
You're really here. I thought, Beatrice, you have to know. I didn't push the statue onto you. I didn't. I never wanted. I mean, of course we were always rivals, though obviously you were a little better than me, but I'm not going to admit that until, I told myself I would never admit that until you died, and, well, I suppose you did die. But it was my cat, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Barley.
I can't believe Barley was behind all of this. I had no idea. That's why Claude wanted to hang out with me all the time. But, Beatrice, I was always too scared to show anyone my art. Least of all you. I'm embarrassed you even know about it.
Oh, it's not good. Don't get me mistaken.
Well, yes, obviously I suck. It's why I'm a dealer and not an artist.
Well, that's why you keep doing it until you don't suck quite as much.
Huh.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Philistine.
Well, Nimrod.
Oh, that was a big one for you.
Stop it.
Congratulations. And there's
You-
like fake applause.
Oh, you hush, Beatrice. But, Beatrice, before you go to wherever it is spirits go, or zombies, I suppose, your zombie spirit, Revenant, tell me something truthfully. You never did seem happy either, doing this whole art dealing thing. What are you going to do after?
Get ruined, I suppose.
Huh? And you fade. You fade into limbo. And that's the end of our two-shot. So everyone, thank you so much for tuning into Revenant Society, Petals of Belladonna. I've been your GM and creative producer, Connie. My pronouns are they, he, and she. You can find me across the internet at ByConnieChang, ByConniechang. I'm going to pass along introductions up and over to Austin.
What's up? My name is Austin. My pronouns are he, they, she. You can find me over on Twitter, TikTok, and Hive as Sailor Scott Austin. It's at Sailor SCT Austin. I'm an award-winning game designer, writer, performer, and friend. I played Sam. I guess I'm gonna ruin Beatrice. No last name tonight. Erica.
I don't know how to follow that. Hi, everyone. I'm Erica, she, her pronouns. You can find me at Erica New Girl on Twitter. You can find me here on Twitch at Erica Please, where I stream a variety of things. I played Juliet, who really, that was just, I got to relive the ending of the movie Ghost. I had Unchained Melody playing in my head the whole time, and Patrick Swayze saying ditto a whole bunch. With that, I will pass on to Dare.
Hello, I am Dare. Edith Piaf ripped me off. Put that in history. Anyway, hi, I've been Dare. I'm always Dare. I've been Nancy, I think. That's correct. Find me on the internet if you like to hear my words at Dare to Dream RPG, DARE, the number 2, DREAM RPG, where I'm like this, but normally more put together. I actually don't know. You have to ask my castmates. I don't know how I am. Anyway, I'm going to throw it up to Quinn.
Hi, hello, I'm Quinn and not Connie. My pronouns are they, them. I have been your Beatrice, no last name, who's they, he, she pronouns. If you like drama and me, I don't know, there was no good segue to say that. I fucking hate these. I make games. I am an award-nominated game designer. I do sensitivity. Hire me for that. You'd need it, probably. What else do? I do actual play. I do a lot of things. I did objectively too many things. Check me out on Twitter at Quintastic_. Oh, and TikTok at the same thing. I'm currently working on STEM Talk stuff, like STEM toys, so that's gonna happen at some point. If you like watching things go squish and or click. Connie, pull us out. No, that's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull us out real good. So hi everyone, I'm Connie. Very quick before we raid someone awesome, use the raid message in chat. Tell them Transplaner sent you. Tell them about Revenant Society and this two-shot, and then enjoy their stream. Very quick announcements. So Second Stranger epilogues air tomorrow, Saturday, March 11th on YouTube in 2 parts, Keepers and Paragons. So follow our beautiful broken heroes through the years as they find closure, love, new endings, and new beginnings. These mini episodes will drop on our YouTube channel at like 8 a.m. and then like 8:01 a.m. for like in a row. So make sure you're subscribed and save the date for tomorrow. General reminder that podcast episodes of The Second Stranger drop in the mornings on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so we can still happily pretend that we didn't finish the campaign and relive the epic highs and lows of high school football, arc 7 and 8. And of course, next week we're going to be debuting a special 2-shot of The Beast Within. And at the end of this month, we have a super exciting announcement about God Killer. So follow our Twitter channel for more updates on that. Transplanar RPG. With that, we love you, Spijo Bijo, and peace.